Peace, world. I'm back with another live episode of Final Sound. Your host, the enlightened one, highly gifted Dr. Wright. So, what I want to do today is I want to wait for some people to check in and chime in like I always do. I'm going to give it up to the 15-minute mark, get some people some time to check in and chime in. Anyway, so at the end of the day, today is going to be a great live stream. Whoever check in and tap in, you see the title that's in the description. So the first thing that I want to do that I always do, I want to send a peace and a power to everybody throughout the world, on the planet Earth, throughout wherever they at, or wherever they be, or wherever they from. Also, I want to send my love to everybody who have subscribed lately and or recently. So that's why I have it not on subscriber mode. I naturally keep it on subscriber mode, you know what I mean? So I could vibe and I could chat with my subscribers because I'm building up my fan base in reference to my subscribers and the people that have subscribed. So I just want to keep that nice and right. Gail Edwards, how you doing, friend? Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. Before I get into what I put in the title, Gail Edwards, I'm gonna give it to the 15-minute mark. What I was doing before you was nice enough to join the live stream. I was thanking people like yourself, my newer people that have subscribed, my newer family members as I call them. So again, if I haven't fully welcomed you, welcome to the Final Say TV family. We appreciate your subscription. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your energy and your effort. Time is a very serious virtue. Definitely, since the pandemic has hit, a lot of people don't have time to whether they be on the internet, whether that's via their TV, whether that's via laptop, tablet, cell phone, so on and so forth. So I want to thank you for however you view my videos on any device that you may have or whatever you're utilizing. Thank you for your time, your effort, and your energy. May God bless you, your family, your loved ones, children, grandchildren, nieces, nephew, so on and so forth. But yeah, I want to thank everybody who have subscribed over the last month, over the last 2 weeks, over the last week. Your subscription is definitely needed. My platform is growing. Um, I want to thank everybody for their tolerance and their patience. Also, I want to thank everybody for working with me, giving me advice. Hey, beautiful love. Look, I was just speaking of advice, and beautiful love has been one of the people giving me advice and helping me grow as a man and helping my platform grow and get to the next level. So I want to thank her for that, for her tolerance, her patience, her guidance, what I mean, her advice and things she's been telling me to do, what I mean, and I applied it to my last live stream, and from my perspective, that it really helped. So I'm gonna work on that moving forward. But yeah, I'm gonna wait to the 15-minute mark before I get into what I put in the title. I just want to give some people some time to check in, and I also want to thank people for who have subscribed. Like I said, over the last 30 days, over the last 45 days, over the last 60 days, over the last 2 weeks, over the last 2 days, over the last few hours. You know what I mean? And I thank you, bro, and my subs. Okay. Well, again, I appreciate you, beautiful love, for what you have done, you know what I mean, and what you're willing to do and what you continuously do. Not only for me, like I told you when I viewed your live stream the other day, you was at your daughter's game. I just want to thank you for your spirits. I want to thank you for, your vibes. You know what I mean? I just want to thank you for being a good spirited person from what I see and for what I understand. My sister Carla's in the building. I appreciate you, Carla. Thank you for what you do. And as my platform grow, Carla, trust me, you will be, rewarded. And I don't just mean from a money perspective. I mean, we're gonna build and we're gonna do a lot more things together. Right now, I don't really understand how to set up and open up a stream, y'all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start putting my Zoom information in the chat. Also, I'm gonna start putting in, I'm working on getting a phone number so therefore I can have people call in and I can get them to download Duo, and we can build and we can grow from there. And from for you, beautiful love, and for you, Digel, and in the chat right now, I have my link to my music channel. So if you guys want to go there and support that, I do have some good music that's not degrading, that's not a bunch of curses, that's not a bunch of M bombs. You know what I mean? And maybe you guys, can enjoy something, or you could pick something out of the songs I do have up there so far that maybe you could add to a music playlist and so on and so forth. Because prior to me starting Final Say, I used to make music, hip hop, but I didn't like the direction that I was going with the music, and I didn't like, the fact that words do have power, and I didn't want to confuse a lot of people or misguide a lot of people because I was starting to gain a lot of traction and I was starting to gain, a lot of listeners, through my music channel and through my music platform. So I talked to God about it, and God was like, "You still can make music. You just got to come back, what I mean, and resurrect your music, so to speak, and speak more fluently, speak more truth, and and don't allow your spirit and your soul to be penetrated by what everybody normally does." So I brought it back to my core and my essence, and I just took it back to being natural with my music, and I let things naturally happen with my music. So now I'm making what I like to call now is feel good music. What I mean, music that come from my spirit, music that come from my soul. You know what I mean, and I'm not worried about the naysayers. You know what I mean? I'm here as long as I. Well, again, Carla, no, I got to put that out there because time is so important, and what you do. On my music channel is in the chat. The Gail Edwards. All you gotta do is go back to the top of the chat. It's right there. You know what I mean? And the link is already in there. So like I said, I pray that you and Sister Beautiful Love, find something that you guys could cling on to and or like. And I will be adding and uploading music as much as I can. I just be trying to give people opportunity. I do have music on my Final Say TV platform, but soon enough I'm gonna make a lot of that music private because I don't want to confuse people. For example, I don't want the people, the Gail Edwards and Beautiful Love, that just want to hear my music. I don't want them to have to scroll through my Final Say platform to get my music, and vice versa. People that just want my Final Say videos and live streams, I don't want them to have to scroll through music. So I'm gonna make a lot of that music private. That's on my Final Say platform, and therefore, I'm trying to send a lot of that traffic just to my music platform. And in reference to my music platform, I will be uploading a lot of older things that I did, not really music, I mean like interviews and things that I was doing in reference to my music and my career and what made me shift and what made me change the trajectory of my music and what I was doing with my music, and why I decided to come again, so to speak, like I said, resurrect, or reform my music career. Because, like I said, I just didn't, when I was doing a lot of things with my music, let me go here, when I was doing a lot of things, I just didn't, like the angle that I was going with my music, and I didn't want to cause no harm and no pain on no other brothers or no other sisters or the next generation, you know what I'm saying, by downgrading women, by downgrading men, by only talking about gun violence or robberies or shootouts or selling drugs or scamming or trapping or degrading women by calling them A's and B's and so on and so forth. So what I decided to do was to say, I'm still gonna make music, but I'm gonna change the trajectory of my music, and I'm gonna bring it back now where I'm really getting my grown man on in my music. So whether people like my music, love my music, or hate my music, the one thing that I know is going to take on the characteristics of how I am today instead of how I was or how I'm looking to be. It's going to take on the characteristics of how I am today at the end of the day. So I want to, and moving forward, I want my music to reflect off that instead of me having to separate it. It's like, well, I used to make music like this, now I make music like this, and I may have drawn some more people in that want to hear my music how it's going to be now, reference to how it used to be. So I don't want to distract nobody with how my music used to be or how my music used to sound. And it's like, I kind of want to listen to him, but I can't really get into him because he cursed a lot, or he always saying n bombs, or he downgraded women at one point. And it's like, and I understand what the contradiction, and I understand what the hypocritical thing. So before I get taken through that, I just like, know what? Let me leave the music alone for a little bit, and let me digress, and let me retake my steps and rethink my movement. And thanks for that, Carla. I really appreciate that. And Carla has supported my music a lot. You know what I mean? Since I've have uploaded it on both platforms on Final Say and on my music channel. Like I said, I'm not just trying to get you beautiful love or you the girl that was just to subscribe to my music channel. No, I'm doing it based off the fact that because the traffic, like I don't want people to only want to hear my music and they have to scroll through various different pre-recorded videos because I'm about to start putting my pre-recorded videos back up on Final Say TV. I stopped for a while because I was doing a lot of promotion and I was doing a lot of promos to let people know that I was going to be putting my music up. I was going to be putting my music up, and I started going live. So now, when May kick in, I'm gonna start going back to my pre-recorded videos. Yes, I still will go live, but I'm gonna start back with my pre-recorded videos. And I don't want that traffic that's now in tune with my music or looking for my music to say, I thought he had music up here. So that's why I'm gonna keep putting my music link in the chat when I go live. So people that really want to just hear my music, they got that link, and now they can go back to my music on their own. Or if they want to share my music, or if they want to let somebody else hear it that might not want to be in tune with what I'm doing on Final Say, I respect that. They could just get my music, or vice versa. People that just want to be in tune with what I'm doing on Final Say, they don't got to be distracted by, well, he got this music here. I got to search through all these other songs just to get to that video you said he uploaded. So if I could separate the two, I could keep people who just want to hear my music or people who just want to tune into my Final Say platform. So and I put that disclaimer out there because I understand on the internet a lot of people just try to get people to support them or subscribe to their platforms, which I get and I understand that. But I have to put logic and reason out there as of to how come I'm doing what I do. So when people sub or when people check in and chime in, they get it. Uh, Dookie, what's going on with you? I appreciate you. Uh, Thanks for tuning in to the live stream. You just tuning in. I just want to thank you for your support as of lately and recently. Thanks to Beautiful Love for sending you over here. Strap on your seatbelt. Welcome to the Final Say TV family. I pray that you enjoy my content. It's education over entertainment. However, I'm learning ways to still entertain and educate, and that's thanks to my sister Carla. That's thanks to my sister Beautiful Love, and I have a couple other moderators. My sister Queen, my brother Frank. I have one male moderator for now. I'm waiting for some other brothers that I know that I trust. You know what I mean, to chime in so I can make them a moderator as well. But for now, my sister Carla is always around, helping me out, holding it down in the chat. You know what I mean, in a positive, productive way. So strap on your seatbelt, Dookie, and enjoy the ride. And another thing I want to tell you, Dookie, feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to be yourself. Feel free to have your sense of humor. Feel free to do what you do. And if you do have a channel, I will help you promote your channel. So, like I said, just I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your energy, and I appreciate your effort. But yeah, so like I said, guys, I'm just waiting for the 15-minute mark before I get into what I put in the description or the title, so to speak. But before you checked in, Dookie, I was just saying that I do have a music channel. You don't have to subscribe, but if you wanted to, I appreciate it. I would say, if you want to hear some positive, upbeat music, you can go there. I don't be saying too many H's and B's. I'll be dropping the M bombs the same way I am on Final Say. My music kind of reflects of that. You know what I mean? So but I don't want to just get people to subscribe because I'm telling them to. I rather them check it out, and if they see something if they hear something they like and they cling on to it, I appreciate it. And if they see or feel as if it's worthy of subscription, I appreciate that. And if not, and they just want to listen, I appreciate that as well. But on my platform, I don't force anybody to do anything. I'm thankful for any support that I can get at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's in the chat. In the early when I first started the live stream, all you gotta do is go to the top of the chat. You'll see it. And like I said, if you feel anything is worthy, I appreciate it. If not, if you just want to listen, it's not a problem. But I'm putting it out there because it's on my Final Say platform, and soon I'm gonna make a lot of that private. And when my channel do get monetized, I'll have my music. So now I don't have to worry about people saying, well, his channel monetized, he made his music private. People can get it, still before my music channel get monetized, they can get my music for free and they can have access to it at the end of the day. And I don't want to confuse people as if the people just want to hear my music or vibe off my music and they got to scroll through a lot of my final say content, because when May hit, I'm gonna start going back to my um, pre-recorded videos, and I don't want people to be caught up in that and worried about that. So I'm past the 15-minute mark. So what I want to get into today, guys, is, and again, strap on your seatbelt, and I'm thankful for everybody who tapped in and checked in. So hate is hate the new love? You could get it on community. Yeah, is hate the new love, and is attention the new affection? That's what I want to ask. You know what I'll do? Give me 1 second, guys. You know what I'm gonna do, Dookie? I'm gonna put it back in the chat right now. So give me a quick second. Let me do that for whoever just checking in. Let me put my music back. My music back in the chat for Dookie or whoever else is out there. At the end of the day, I'm about to put it back now, so nobody ain't got to go back to the top. It will be right there. So I'm about to put that back, and I'm gonna get into my content. Thanks, guys, for your patience. Okay, it's there now. Dookie or whoever else wants it. That's my music channel. So it's right there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do today is, guys, I want to know, is hate the new love, and I want to know, is attention the new affection? And what I mean by that is hate the new love. Why I'm asking is both a question pertaining to both of those: is hate the new love, and is attention the new affection? Because from what I'm understanding is, some people would say, no, bad publicity is still publicity. You know what I mean? Or negative press is still press. You know what I mean? I don't see it like that. I'm not knocking those who do, but I don't see it like that, because jealousy, hate, and envy, and animosity, it can turn deadly real quick. So I'm not a firm believer of jealousy, hatred, or animosity, because, like I said, that can turn deadly real quick. You know what I mean? Because now somebody's infatuation, or somebody hatred, or somebody jealousy, or somebody being envious of someone else, it can turn deadly, because nowadays, people, you know, that do display jealousy, or do display animosity, or do display hatred, we don't know the steps they're willing to take when they hate something or somebody, or they showing animosity or jealousy towards somebody in a hateful way. They could display a lot of rage. So for me, I don't want to take that hate from my perspective as love. I want to take love as love. I want to take respect as respect. I'm not saying if somebody hates on me, I have a problem with them. However, I'm going the opposite way from that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not building my platform based off that. I'm not living my life based off that. Thank you, Carla. Got it, Carla. So the women who did mine got me blocked. Oh yeah, nah, Dookie, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I appreciate it. I really do. All jokes aside, and share with the world, share with people you feel comfortable with. I do have some other records up there that I do believe that you probably will enjoy. What I mean? I'm gonna add some more dance records. What I mean? I'm not gonna keep it all straight on how I have it. I'm gonna add more dance records, because, like I said, I understand with the education it could be overwhelming. So I'm gonna add some more dance records. You know what I mean? Just for people to get another side of my music. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I was saying, so when you talk about hate being a new love, and attention being the new affections, like, long as people get attention, they feel like that's affection, and they can be getting negative attention. Somebody could be cursing them out, talking about them, instead of them looking at ways to adjust to live their life better. They're gonna accept that. I like knowledgeable, bro. Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that, Doogie. I really do. And again, as I told you when you first checked in and chimed in, Carl is my witness to this. Please be yourself. Don't be ashamed to ask me any questions. Be you in the chat. Ask me whatever you want. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to get along with everybody in the chat. Naturally, I have it on subscriber mode, but I'm understanding that I have a lot of new subscribers that may have subscribed over the last week or two. So I'm trying to give them an opportunity to let that subscription sink in before I go back to that mode. And the only reason I do that is not that I'm blocking people or I'm avoiding people. I'm just trying to build up a consistent base with my subscribers to the people I know that's going to always check in and chime in when they have the time. So my moderators kind of get used to who it is. So therefore, they don't have to be like, well, who is this person right here? I don't know, because I don't always have it on subscriber mode. So when I have it on subscriber mode, my mods can say, okay, well, this person always is such and such and such. And it's on subscriber mode. So they know anybody, 10 times out of 10 who's saying something is a subscriber. So I won't confuse them, as well as myself. I have to look, well, who is this at the end of the day? So that's why majority of the times, I have it on subscriber mode. But like Beautiful Love has taught me, and a lot of other people been telling me, you know what I mean, I'm doing that now because maybe some people do want to support what I do. Some people do want to chime in, but since they're not a subscriber, they like, man, I ain't gonna subscribe just to say something, or I'm not gonna subscribe just to give my feedback on something that he said. And you know what? I respect that, and I don't want to force somebody to do something they don't want to do at the end of the day. But that's why naturally I have it on subscriber mode just for my mods and people like yourself, Doogie, or people like DeGale, or people like Beautiful Love. They know majority of times people that saying something, they're subscribers. So they feel a little more comfortable with saying something back because the person is a subscriber. It's not just a person that's checking in and chiming in. And ain't nothing wrong with saying something to people that's just checking in or chiming in. But at least with a subscriber, they know that person is subscribed to the platform. And it's only on subscriber mode. So like I said, 10 times out of 10, the person or the people that may say something is subscribed to my channel or my platform, so to speak. But yeah, so like I was saying, the affection, excuse me, the attention being the new affection, and the hate, is being the new love. Is like I said, it doesn't matter if somebody is talking about somebody. They looking at that in a productive, positive way. They could be speaking negatively about the person. They don't care because they get an attention, and they look at that attention as affection at the end of the day, because maybe they're not getting attention from their family or from their husband or from their wife or from their mother, their father, or from their job, or whatever relationships they may have with people. They may not be getting the necessary attention that they need. So a lot of people come to the internet, or they do things on the internet for attention. That's why I don't have a lot of other platforms, because for one, I don't want nobody following me. I understand that I could be looked at as a leader because I display leadership. I get that, but I don't want to be followed. Like I said before on another live stream, if people look at me as a leader, I respect that. However, a lot of responsibility comes with that. So I could be a leader and we all could be on the same boat. That don't mean that I'm the captain of that boat. Carla could be driving the boat. I could just be on the boat and be thankful that me and her is on the same boat, meaning me and her on the same page. Like we share a lot of the same views, but that don't mean just because that I'm a leader, she have to follow me, and just because she a leader, I got to follow her. No, I'm gonna agree, or I'm gonna see the same sense of direction that somebody else has, and if that sense of direction is the correct direction of going, I'm going with that. But that don't mean that I'm following them or they following me, because a lot of times when people say that, that comes off as offensive. Oh, you a follower? You a follower? It's like, nah. Somebody could be a leader and you respect their leadership skills, and you like, you know what? It's like working somewhere. Just because you have a manager or that's your supervisor, that don't mean that you following your supervisor. You may have to follow set instruction from that supervisor, but that don't mean that you following your supervisor at the end of the day. And sometimes we get a lot of things misconstrued and confused because we don't totally get the terminology. That's why one thing that I always do is a lot of homework and a lot of research so I could understand terminologies better. So when people say things to me, I literally and logically could seek definition in what they're saying or what's being said, instead of just trying to challenge what's being said or challenge what somebody's telling me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Somebody could tell me, you think you know everything. I'd be like, nah, but I know I don't know everything. I just do a lot of homework and research. And if my education may intimidate you, nah, you shouldn't be intimidated by what I know. I'm willing to spread that love. I'm willing to spread the education. I'm willing to tell you some of the books I read. I'm willing to tell you some of the things I do homework and research on. Are you an activist? If not, born no rising, bro. Spit in here like, well, oh yeah. Now, honestly, I mean, I wouldn't mind being an activist, but I'm gonna be honest with you though, Doogie. See, the problem with being an activist is that again, groups. Like now, I gotta fit into a certain group, and I wouldn't want to start a group. And again, the following thing, like if I'm gonna start a group, it have to be independent and it have to be open to where it's like none of the above. So it's like I don't want to start a group, and now I'm looked at as a Democrat or Republican. Like I just want to be looked at as an independent person that have people that see things from an independent perspective like I do. So now their voices can be heard or they can be seen. Or you see what I'm saying? But if I become an activist now, I may be labeled or may be titled or connected to a certain group at the end of the day. And it's not that I don't want that, but I could have other people that look up to me or look to me for a sense of direction. And now they could be led astray because now I'm put in said group or I'm connected to said group. And since they may be listening to me and I might just abide by certain rules and regulations because I'm with said group. Now they may feel, well, you got me abiding by them, and they believe in this, or they this, or they using their money to do this, or so. If it could be independent and we all can have a say so in this said activist group or organization, I respect that. You know what I mean? Because and again, I don't talk about people, I talk to people. So I'm not going to name any groups, but it's a lot of groups out there that maybe people that look like me have believed in. And now those groups weren't for people that look like me or just people in general. Because I mean, another thing, I don't believe in like race because that just separate people. From my perspective, it's like religion. Like if I say I'm connected to this sort of religion, somebody from another religion might want to debate it or dispute it. So I'm spiritual at the end of the day because now if I go with religion at the end of the day, Dookie, and my spirit ain't right, somebody can say, so what you such and such and such. His spirit ain't right, his vibe ain't right. I don't care about what his religion is, and that's real and that matters. So I just try to keep my vibes and my spirit high, so it doesn't matter what my religion is. It doesn't matter what I look like. My spirit is right. My vibes is right. So I could vibe with anybody and I could vibe about anything. And my spirit is right. So God is gonna guide me in the right direction spiritually. You see what I'm saying? Sorry if I'm talking too much, but nah, you good. Like, first of all, I told you, and I appreciate this. Be you. You know what I mean? Please be you. See, the issue, because I don't have a problem with anybody or anything, but the issue becomes is that we are not allowed to be us because somebody is always gonna attack us. And that comes from lack thereof things, lack thereof knowledge, lack thereof preparation, lack there of tutelage, lack there of working with people instead of see people like to work around people in life. It, See, Miguel, you doing it again. See that's why I appreciate you. You seamlessly just fit in there. Like I appreciate that. Like you seamlessly just fit in there. I really appreciate that. And you do it calmly and modestly. And another thing I appreciate about you, you say very little words, but those little words you say, Miguel, says so much. Bless your heart and bless your family. Yeah, right. Thank you, Carla. Right. Thank you. And I was about to say, Carla, where you at? Like, yeah, right. And that's the thing, Dookie. At the end of the day, I'm thankful that I have people that like yourself that's willing to listen. You know what I mean? And that's why I say you can ask anything. And also with asking anything, you can also put certain things in the chat, like, how you feel about this, how you feel about that, because Carla is well aware that, again, I'm gonna say this one more time. And I have no problem with anybody in the world, let alone on YouTube, but I'm working on becoming a psychological and a spiritual healing doctor. That takes time. That takes patience at the end of the day. And not just on this platform on YouTube. That's why I leave my email in the description to tell people to email me because I'm a life coach. I talk to people about finances, fashion, relationship, being, parenting, a lot of various different things. You know what I mean? I call myself in reference to what I do like an octopus because I have various different legs and arms, and I'm trying to reach people on various different fronts. That's why a lot of things don't exist to me because I do a lot of homework and research. So therefore, I understand that religion was created for separation. You know what I mean? Like, when people get into the color of someone's skin, it was created for separation. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to doing various different things, if people paying attention, okay, I'm gonna use sports right now. Basketball players that look like me and other basketball players that don't look like me, they coexist on the same team. You know what I'm saying? Like they coexist, whether that's for money, whether that's for winning, whatever it is, they coexisting. And I have to be humble and modest when I say this. And if they only coexisted for money, it goes back to that saying, that's the root of all evil. That's why you have to be careful what you do for things in life. Like don't just do something because like I'm not doing this, like giving up this education and this information for money. My channel's not monetized. Whoa, okay, I can see you have motivation, but and how you are on it. Okay, well, I appreciate you and thanks for your encouragement and your motivation. And I'll do my best to keep you, coming back and doing what I do here is cool with conversation. What was I going to say? It's like, no matter what you do, there will always be negative. So right. No, again. And that's why I appreciate you, Miguel. See, the thing that I learned about the negative though is like it go like this, Miguel. The reason why I appreciate what you're saying, but to me it doesn't matter is because God is not negative. See, as long as I could believe in God, I'm motivated. Like at the end of the day, like I'm inspired to do what I do. Like God won't be negative. When God created mankind, civilization, God wasn't being negative. When God created the planet Earth, God wasn't being negative. Like I always say, mankind and civilization run the world. I accept that. But God runs the universe. Big difference. See, so that's why, Miguel, I do a lot of homework and research so I can understand how to separate things. Like people could be negative. I'm not mad at them. It's just as long as they don't tell me how to be positive or try to contradict how I'm being positive, they could do whatever they're doing. And I will have an issue if they try to tell me how to be positive or try to contradict me being positive. I'm saying it like that because again, I'm not going to stop somebody from being negative. That's on them. They have to deal with the repercussions and the consequences of being that way. Just like I got to deal with the repercussions of consequences of learning every day, of being seen highly favored by the Most High or Yahweh or Yahshua or Jesus Christ or God or Allah or the Elohim. And I use all those names because I don't want to offend nobody and say, oh, he only say God, or he only say Christ, he only say Yahweh, he only say the Elohim. Because people always, like you just said, Miguel, finding a way to poke holes into something instead of them doing their own homework and research and being happy with the fact that they learning every day. Like I said, it was a point, Miguel, that I was just happy that I was living. But then it became a point where I was I was living and learning. Now I'm at the point through the blessings of God that I learned how to live and I'm learning how to live. Like I'm gonna say that again. I got to a point where I was living and learning. Now I'm at the point where I learned how to live and I'm learning how to live. So what that means is like I'm keeping my mind right. I'm keeping my body pure. You know what I mean? I'm keeping my spirit intact with the things that's relevant and important. I know that people gonna say, negative things. I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at that. See, the thing is why things don't upset me the way it used to is because the same way those people are going to be negative, I just pray that when they send negativity my way, when somebody come be negative with them, I pray that they could display the patience and the tolerance and the positivity that I'm going to display. Because the same way it could be dished out to me, it could be dished out to them. So that's why it doesn't bother me. You see, I'm coming from the girl. That's why it would never get under my skin because the same way they could do it to me, it could be done back. You know what I mean? It's like no matter how good I think I'm doing, it's somebody doing greater. It doesn't matter how bad I think I'm doing, it's somebody doing worse. So I could have somewhere to live with no food. There's somebody that don't got nowhere to live and no food. I could have private jets, yachts, and all that. As somebody that probably own yachts and private jets, and I just got one that I got to rent. At the end of the day, I could have 2 or 3 cars. It's somebody that got a fleet of cars. You see what I'm saying? Like I could have uh, uh, abundances of clothes. It's somebody that own their own clothing line. So it's gonna always be somebody greater than me. It's gonna always be somebody less than me. But I learned this: ain't nobody greater than God or the Elohim or Yahweh or Yahshua. So as long as I'm seen in the vision that God see me in, everything else is just a sideshow. And all I do is go straight. Like the sideline is the sideline for a reason. It's on the side, and it's a line that's not straight. That's why it's called the side and the line. Yes, once you are elevated, you look at things beyond negativity and see. Right, right. Because people are gonna do that. That's why I switched up my music, Dookie, at the end of the day, because I seen what certain brothers is willing to do. I seen what sisters is willing to do. So let me give y'all an example about what I'm talking about the attention, being affection or the hate being a love. Like instead of people wanting to come to me and say, yo, I like your music, or I like what you're doing with your music, you know what they'll do? They'll talk about me in a song. You know what I mean? And me being my old ignorant self, I would do it back. And now it leads to me maybe disrespecting they family or their moms or their father or their girl or somebody they bear the child with or their wife or whatever I'm saying. And that's unnecessary because kids gotta listen to that. And now that I'm getting in the right place of space with the Most High, I need kids to listen to my music so they can tell another kid or they can tell somebody else. But I listen to this guy's music and I don't be hearing him curse. I'll be hearing him say in bombs. I'll be hearing him call women out their names. And that becomes important now at the end of the day because everybody's doing what's normal. I'm doing what's natural. It's like eating. It's like I've been a vegan for like 25 years. So what I'm learning how to do is now, even though I'm a vegan, I can't secure to people that ain't a vegan that everything I eat is healthy. You know what I mean? Like, and I wouldn't tell them, stop eating what you eating. That's nah. They're gonna eat what they comfortable with. And now if somebody asks me, well, what do you eat? Then I'll give them that information. But that's another thing. Even though I'm on this path I'm not forcing nobody to listen. I'm not cramming no information down nobody's throat. Or I'm not on nobody back to listen. That's why I don't go live every day because I understand that it take a lot of time, effort, and energy to be on the internet. It take a lot for somebody to always use their eyes to look at their phone or to look at a laptop or look at a tablet or look at their TV or to use their brain capacity to listen. Because that's another thing, guys. I listen with my brain because you hear with your ear. So that means, like my grandfather taught me, it could go in one ear and out the other. So I listen with my brain. So when somebody's talking to me, I'm listening. Like a lot of times when I be on the phone with my kids or with a family member, they be talking, they be like, hello? I'll be like, yeah, I'm here. I'm listening. They be like, nah, you ain't saying that. I'll be like, because if I cut you off, how am I listening to what you're saying? I have to let you finish what you're saying before I comment or before I give you my advice or I give you suggestions or I react to what you're telling me or what's being said. And when people tell me things, I say, you telling me for me to react, or you want my advice, or you want some suggestions? Because sometimes people may just want to tell you things to vent to you because they trust you. You know what I mean? Or they may be telling you things for your advice or for a suggestion. Not all the time people telling you things for you to say something back or for you to go back and say something to somebody. So it's various different ways that people tell us things. But sometimes it's like we feel like what somebody may be telling us about our cousin or uncle or whoever or a friend or a coworker that we got to say something or we can't hold it in or we can't hold back. So I'm learning a lot of times that I'm thankful that somebody's trusting in me to tell me something or confiding in me to tell me something. That's showing me that God has me highly favored because I'm trusted by that person. And you have to earn trust. You know what I mean? Like people could believe in what I tell them all day, but when they trust what I tell them, I earned that. So I'm learning little things like that. Like I said, I'm gonna say that again. People could believe what I say all day, every day. That's cool. However, when they trust in it, that means they got belief in it. You know what I mean? And I have to earn that. You have to be focused, and people can take you off focus, and the next thing you know, you can be going. And right, and that can happen to Gail because from the outset you easily distracted. And how I got focused like this because when I was incarcerated, what I had to learn how to do because when I was getting locked in the cells, at first it became demoralizing to me. Like, man, I can't move. But the more I started to talk to God, it was like I don't need to move. I need to work on things. And when they would close themselves, I would work on my patience. I would work on my tolerance. I would work on my pride. I would work on my ego. I would work on my vocabulary. I would work on things. And I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning it wasn't working because, like you just said, people was able to take me out of character. I wasn't focused and I didn't have the dignity or integrity. So now people could change up my own direction, whether that was somebody in my family, whether that was a coworker, whether that was somebody I bear the child with. It didn't matter. It was the point that I was letting people distract me from being who I was becoming. And now, once I started to spend more time with myself and pray and ask God to guide me and shed light on the things that was dark, it became harder and harder for me to get distracted. And now I started to not worry about things like I used to. You know what I mean? Like I stopped smoking weed. I stopped paying attention to unnecessary things, in life and society, on TV, that family members said or family members did, or so-called friends said or so-called friends did. Or when I went places, I didn't worry about people criticizing my wardrobe or people criticizing me, people criticizing my height, people criticizing my weight. Like it didn't matter to me because it was like I was content with those things. Now I was content with the way that I know I had to upgrade my image. You know what I mean? And when I started to upgrade my image, I seen at the end of the day that was going to help my vocabulary because now if I change the way that I dress, certain people are going to embrace me differently. You know what I mean? Because I had to learn me having on shoes I wasn't looked at as a threat. Like, because with shoes on my feet, how much running am I really going to be doing? Not saying if I have on sneakers that I'm a threat, but I'm just looked at differently at the end of the day. And I stopped looking for attention from people. So that's why I said attention became or is becoming affection for people at the end of the day, because if they can get your attention, they're looking at that as affection. So if somebody's on the internet and they can get somebody attention by saying, what a celebrity is doing or what a basketball player is doing or what a movie star is doing, like that's, and I'm not mad at none of those people. I have no gripe with nobody that does that, but I'm saying that's still an attention cry. Like me studying psychology and me studying philosophy, that's an attention cry. You're looking for affection, for somebody to show you affection based around worrying about what somebody else is doing, when all you're really doing is taking attention away from yourself. Like you could be studying yourself while you're looking into what Jane Doe and John Doe is doing. Looking at what you can do to better you. Looking at what you can do to enhance, your diet. Looking what you can do to get your weight right. Or looking at what you can do to enhance your wardrobe, or looking at what you can do to have a better relationship with your children, or with your children's mother, or with your children's father, or with your husband, or with your wife, or with your uncle, or with your aunt, or with your grandmother, your grandfather, your mother, your father, your coworker. You know what I mean? With anything in life, like you can look to enhance those things. But if you're worrying about what a basketball player is doing when they're not playing basketball, or what a rapper is doing when they're not rapping, or what a singer's doing when they're not singing, or what an actress is doing when she's not acting, it's like how is that serving you a purpose? Like my grandfather taught me this years ago, boy, if you go and watch the basketball game or a football game, only worry about that game. Do not worry about what those athletes are doing when they're not playing. I'm like, what you mean, Grandpa? Like, because you started watching this based off the game. You wasn't watching this based around what they was doing. Because if that's the case, you need to pick up these magazines and read up on what they're doing and stop watching the game. I'm like, I'm not gonna read up on what they're doing. So don't worry about what they're doing outside of what they're doing. And I'm like, you know what? When I was young, I ain't really get it. But the more I started to grow up and mature and understand life, I got it. So that's why I said it's hate the new love, because a lot of times when you show people, that you don't have love for them and it's hatred, people will go back and forth with you. Oh, why you hating on me? Mind your business. If somebody want to hate on me, they showing me that I got a psychological advantage over them. Peace. I appreciate you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Peace. Welcome to the live stream. NJ. NJ or Unj, welcome to the live stream, friend. I appreciate it. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. So they showing me and teaching me that I have a psychological advantage over them. Hello, my dear friend. Father. Say, well, I'm good. I want to thank you for tuning in to the live stream. I don't know if you're a subscriber or not, but if you're not, welcome to the live stream. I appreciate you. Thanks for chiming in and tuning in and stopping by. You know what I mean? We really appreciate your time, your effort, and your energy. Everybody from Final Say and the Final Say TV family, we appreciate you. So, like I was saying, I'm learning now. I have a psychological advantage over them. And some people may say, "Well, how can you say that if somebody's talking about you? Or if you saying somebody hating on you, how?" Because I'm able now to mentally and psychologically play in their mind. Like they worrying about what I'm doing more than they should be worried about what they can do for them, or what they can do for a loved one, or what they can do for a family member, or what they can do to enhance themselves or their own life. And that should be important to them. You know what I mean? That's why I don't knock what nobody do at the end of the day. Um, you from where? India? It says IN. I don't want to assume if that's India or not. I don't know, but you just put you from IN. I don't want to assume where you from. Oh, India. Okay. Well, welcome. We appreciate your time. I know you in the you in a totally different time zone from where we are. But we appreciate your time and your effort, and we welcome you to the live stream. And thanks for your time. So like I was saying, so with that attention being a new affection, people got to understand, just like the hate being a new love, people feel as if somebody hating on them, at the end of the day is love because they getting attention. See, me, I don't look at it like that. I'm like, well, psychologically, that I didn't know I had that effect on that person where, for example, they weren't about how I look or the clothes I got on my back or how much food I do or don't eat or the places I go or the things that I'm into. It's like, wow, they got that much time to worry about me. I didn't know I was that important. You know what I mean? See, me understanding life, I look at it like that now. You know what I mean? Instead of me just being like, well, this person said this and this person said, like, I don't look at it like that no more. You know what I mean? And if somebody want to talk about me or somebody feel aware about me, that's on them. That ain't on me. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, a lot of people are more comfortable with speaking about other people because they're uncomfortable with where they are and who they are. Blessings, Sister Winnie. Thank you for checking in and chiming in. I appreciate you, Sister Winnie. How's everything going with you on a Saturday night/evening? Thanks for tuning in to live stream. Everybody in the chat, Sister Winnie, if y'all can, go subscribe to her platform or channel. She's a very positive, productive sister. She does a lot of positive, productive things on her platform and on her channel. You know what I mean? And thank you for tuning in, Sister Winnie. And I want to thank you for all your support. You're very supportive. You know what I mean? I want to thank you for that. I honestly do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. So, like I was saying, in reference to the affection being, the attention being the affection, is like at the end of the day, some people love the fact that they getting, spoken about, in a negative light or in any regard. But me, I don't want people to speak about me negatively or positively. I want people to speak to me, not about me, like speak to me. You know what I mean? And that's why I appreciate you guys in the chat. And I appreciate people who leave comments because they speaking to me, and not about me. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that we got to work on. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm going through things with people in my family. However, I'm not speaking about them. So, for instance, if a family member reaches out to me and say, "I heard you ain't speaking to such and such," and I'll be like, "Well, you know how I be." You know what I mean? When they reach out, I'll be ready to talk to them instead of saying, "How you found out? Why you wondering about me?" You know how I be. Like, when they reach out, I'll be ready to talk to them. Or if not, whenever God get us in that place and space, I'll talk to them. And if I gotta apologize, I apologize. But that don't mean that I want to have a conversation with them. I know I'm not gonna have a conversation about them. That don't mean I want to have a conversation with them. And ditto, they may see the same thing in reference to me. They may just want to, say what they're gonna say and keep it pushing, keep it moving. And I respect that wholeheartedly. As nothing personal. And that's another thing with me. Nothing's personal. That's why I said in the chat, people could ask me anything and say anything. Nothing's personal. Like I can't personalize anything. Like and nothing is directed at me. At the end of the day. And that's another thing we got to get out of. When people say things, people speak for other people. I don't do that. So what I'm saying is that somebody could say they don't like me on my platform. I'm not mad at that. However, to get someone else now to not like me on my platform, That's uncalled for. If you don't like me on my platform, no problem. Peace and power to you. Have a good day, or have a good week, or have a good month, so on and so forth. But now, to get somebody else to not like me on my platform, that's hatred. But if somebody's doing it individually, that's their choice, that's their option. But to get someone else to do it, now I can say it's hatred, because now you're trying to get somebody to agree with you just to hate on me or to disagree with me. Like, I don't want. I tell people this all the time, whether you subscribe to my platform or not. I don't want people to, just because they may agree with things that I say, or now, we starting to build up a certain connection or rapport. I don't want people, just because they like me or like things I say, to just like me and now null and void something somebody else says, or just because somebody like me, they're gonna subscribe to my platform. Nah, like, subscribe to my platform because I'm bringing information, because my spirit is right, because my vibes is right. Don't just subscribe to my platform because I like him. Nah, like, nah, don't that's not worthy of a subscription from my perspective. It's worthy of a subscription because I'm bringing the necessary information. Lurch boy, what's going on, man? How you been, my brother, man? Yo, thanks for checking in. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you, man. How you been, man? Like, yo, man, how's everything with you, man? Peace and power to you, man. Everybody, this is one of my brothers, Lurch boy. On his platform, he does a lot of work with his hands. He do a lot of construction. He be on the move with his son. Like, he's a good dude, man. You know what I mean? And he's one of the dudes that for you sisters out there, he do a lot of good things for his community, with his community. And like I said, he be with his son a lot of the times, and he do a lot of work with his hands, and he do a lot of construction work. You know what I mean? And I haven't seen him in a minute, and I ain't gonna lie, I haven't even been on his platform in a minute. I got to go show him some love, and see what he's been up to lately. You know what I mean? Me and him used to always, be in each other's comments. I got to get back to doing that with him. So I appreciate him for coming through tonight, showing me some love. And I got you, my brother. I'm definitely gonna come. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna show you some love. And not only that, I'm gonna send a few subscribers your way. I'm definitely gonna do that, man, because you're a good dude. You're a good brother, and you're a sincere brother at the end of the day, man. And I want to thank you, man. I have elevated what I do on my platform. I got my link in the chat for my music channel. So if you want to go support that, I would appreciate that. I got a lot of positive, productive music going on. Something that when you're around your son, you definitely provide with it with him. It's no cursing, it's no M-bombs, it's no degrading no women, it's no degrading no men, it's no degrading nobody from no cultures, from no ethnical backgrounds, nothing like that. It's all strong, positive, productive music. And I'm gonna start adding some more dance music to what I do. So before you checked in, I was just talking about how hate is the new love, and how people connect attention to affection at the end of the day. So what I'm saying is that a lot of people see it as, because they argue with somebody, that they love them. Or a lot of people say that some people degrade them, they love them, because again, they looking for that attention at the end of the day. And for me, how I look at things is like, I'm going to give you information and education to show you that I care about you, or to show you that I respect you, or to show you that I appreciate you. Yes, it is other ways, but I'd rather do that first and foremost. So therefore now your mind could be open, and now you could get your spirit connected to the right thing. Oh, nah, I appreciate you, man. I really do. Thanks, man. I'll work on that. You know what I mean? So now you got your spirit and your vibes connected to the right thing. Because like I said, I mean, I've been through things with family members, people that I've been children with, and at one point, we couldn't get along. And I'm doing great. Nah, that's all good. I'm happy you're doing great, and I'm thankful you here, man. And I'm happy that you're healthy. Everything is intact and everything is right with you, man. You know what I mean? And you keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep up the great work with what you're doing. And you keep being that productive, positive father, man. We need that for the younger men growing up out here, and we need that for the next generation moving forward, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, man. Coming from another father, to another, man. So at the end of the day, thanks. And again, man, I'm definitely gonna show you some love, and I'm definitely gonna be back a lot more active and fluent how I used to be with you, my brother. And that's a fact. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start that definitely like tomorrow moving forward, because I always go back on my live streams and look at who showed me some love. and I make sure that, and a lot of times with YouTube, what we got to do is unsubscribe and then subscribe right back because we don't get notifications and so on and so forth. And I learned that as well. So I definitely will do that because I am subscribed to your platform. But what I got to do is I probably got to unsubscribe and subscribe back so I could get those notifications. So when you do drop a video or a short or something, it'll pop up in my on my notification or on my feed, so to speak. But yeah, so a lot of people look at the hate or look at the attention and the affection as like a hug because it's like they're getting what they're looking for. So it's like, excuse me, so if somebody talk about somebody 8 times out of 10, 80% of the time, they know they're going to say something back. See, with me, I'm not going to say anything back because I'm so focused on so many other various different things in my life. My kids, my personal life, my diet, my mental hygiene, my physical hygiene. You know what I mean? Like the way that I have to conduct myself in society amongst other people when I'm going food shopping or I'm going clothes shopping or whatever I'm doing. I got so much other things that I'm worrying about. I don't have time to go back and forth with people about selfishness, about stupidity, about negativity, about clothes, about wardrobe, about money. I don't have no time to do that because it's not going to get me more clothes. It's not going to get me more money. It's not going to help my psychological or my mental health at the end of the day. You know what I mean? All it's going to do is give me headaches, get me riled up, and get me, and more than likely them, out of character. And one thing I appreciate about God shedding light in and on my life, I don't want to see other people out of character as well, though. I don't want to see somebody yelling, screaming, getting riled up. And let me say this, guys. Some people may get riled up or may get hyped up, but not always they upset or they screaming or yelling. It's compassion. Like you could be compassionate about something and your voice may get a little loud or your voice may travel, but that don't mean that you're actually screaming or yelling. You could be talking about something that you're compassionate about. See, that's a difference. Now, I don't mind doing that. It's like when I was watching sports, somebody may hear me and my cousin maybe yelling or screaming or shouting, but that don't mean that I'm mad at my cousin or ain't mad at me. What we speaking about is compassion. It don't only got to be sports. It could be music, or it could be a movie, or it could be clothes, or it could be our job, or it could be finances, or it could be a family member, or it could be a situation. But that don't mean that I don't love my cousin or my brother or my sister or my aunt or my uncle or that. No, it's just compassion involved. And sometimes when you display compassion, your voice may get a little louder. You know what I mean? Or your voice may travel further than it did when you was just speaking. Because when things matter to us, we put compassion in behind it or into it or with it at the end of the day. But a lot of times when people hear us speaking loudly or our voice travel, they think it's an argument or they think it's negativity. And that's not always the case. And I learned that because I had to do a study on what matters to people. And like I said, when things matter, it's compassion involved. So I could be speaking to my cousin about his mom's, which is my aunt. That's my aunt. She had put in work with help raising me with my maturation process and my growth. And since it's his mom's, somebody that don't know that that's his mom's and that's my aunt, they may think we arguing, or they may think we yelling, or they may think we screaming. And all he doing is showing compassion because that's his mom's about whatever the circumstances or situation we talking about, and I'm doing the same thing because that's my aunt. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But if somebody don't really know what's going on and they just overhearing what we saying, they're gonna be like, why they yelling? Why they making all that noise? Or they always yelling, or they always screaming at the end of the day. And it just could be compassion talking. You know what I mean? I learned that. So as long as when you get compassionate and you keep it compassionate and you don't say nothing derogatory or something blatant as disrespect, then after a while, if somebody is listening and they seeing what y'all talking about, they're gonna be like, nah, they just having a dead heated conversation. They ain't about nothing. Not saying what we speaking about ain't about nothing, but it ain't about nothing. Like it ain't gonna go left, it ain't gonna go negative, it ain't gonna go to violence, or they gonna go to disrespect. So they could keep doing whatever they was doing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, instead of like, we need to call the police or something gonna happen violently. It's like, nah, that's just compassion talking. At the end of the day, but when you're not doing no type of studying, or you always amongst people that easily can be triggered by things that they don't understand or things that they don't want to do homework and research on because they just come into a situation having the answers or knowing everything or presuming they know everything, then Now it's gonna go away. It shouldn't go. So that's why I do homework and I study a lot. So therefore, I don't have to worry about that conflict. So now, if I get into something, I can study it. Somebody say, "Man, yo, you think you know everything?" I'll be like, nah, I just be doing a lot of studying. I just do a lot of homework and research. And what gave you the idea that I know everything? And if I perceived it as such, I didn't mean to do that. And I wasn't trying to show you up or trying to offend you. I was just speaking about the knowledge and the information that I knew about what we was talking about. But if I offended you, I apologize. And I'm not offending the person because I'm inferior or I'm worried or I'm scared. I'm apologizing because that's where I'm at in my life. You know what I mean? To de-escalate something before it even escalate at the end of the day. Like, people gotta learn that. Like, when you comfortable with who you are, you can do things and you won't be out of character, so to speak. So I'm getting more and more comfortable with complimenting people. Like I compliment men and women. Like I could compliment a woman on her outfit and not want her name, her number, nothing like that. Like it's not like that. I could compliment dudes on their wardrobe and I'm not complimenting them to be cocky or to be arrogant. It's like, yo, my brother, yo, you rocking them shoes, or yo, that's what's up. Yo, I like that blazer. Or you know what, yo, I like them sneakers at the end of the day. But I'm not like looking at somebody where they feel like, yo, he looking at my watch or my nah, I want everybody to be prosperous. I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to get the best out of their circumstances and their situation because it's so much other things in life, not people for a minute, just things in life that we have to that we have to pay attention to. Like we got to pay attention to our diets. We got to pay attention to our psychological health, our mental health, our spiritual health. We got to pay attention to whatever careers we taking. It's so much that come with paying attention that people, from my perspective, are like last on the totem pole that I'm paying attention to. But other people in life like to pay attention to what other people say, think, and feel when it comes to them so much. It's like I have to learn how to become more psychologically strong. Yeah, yes. But I ain't gonna lie, but I've been in the South. Like my family originated from the South. So I lived in Georgia, I lived in Texas, I lived in southern states. I lived in North Carolina. Yeah, I lived in but right now, yeah, majority of my life and my upbringing was in the North, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, what I mean, Connecticut. Yeah, but I lived in other states or other cities, so to speak. But yeah, majority of my upbringing was from the North. Yes. But yeah, so a lot of people, get the tendency of worrying about that. Like I've done things like before I got as comfortable as I'm getting with, loving God and loving myself and embracing people, that I don't really look at other things any longer. You know what I mean? Like I don't worry about what somebody's gonna say, about me like that. So like they're entitled. That's why they have a mouth. They're entitled to say whatever they want about me. Like at the end of the day, and it's not what people say about me. It's what I respond to at the end of the day. So I'm a firm believer, and I can't get mad at somebody that don't look like me calling me the N word. Like that don't affect me. Like why? Because at the end of the day, I know I'm not that. I have an issue with people that look like me, not want people that don't look like me calling them that. So how are you comfortable with somebody that look like you calling you that? If you don't want to be called out of your name, it shouldn't matter who do it. I'm looking for respect from all aspects of life and in any aspect of life. Like I don't want nobody calling me something that I'm not. However, I'm just not gonna respond to it. But I don't want that. Like at the end of the day, like I can't be selective. Like I can't allow a rapper to call my daughter the B word, or a singer to call my mom's the B word, and that's cool because it's such and such singer or such and such rapper that said that. Nah, I don't want nobody saying it. So since I don't want nobody saying it, first of all, let me work on me. Let me check me. Before I say I don't want you talking to my mom like that, let me make sure I don't talk to my moms or my sister, or you know what I mean? And then now, once I apply those steps to me, now I could broaden the conversation. But if I'm doing it, I can't worry about nobody else doing it. And sometimes as people, we get into that, like we worry about that at the end of the day. Like we quick to say my N word, yo, that's my N, or that's my B. And then when somebody else do it, we offended. And for me doing a lot of homework, a lot of research, psychologically, I'm confused at the end of the day because it's like I don't want nobody calling me that though. It's not about how they look. I'm a human being. I'm a person. So I don't want another person doing it. Somebody else is looking at how somebody looks saying it because again, they've been taught that or they've been programmed to believe that that's wrong. It's no, it's out of character to do it. I'm a human being. I don't want another human being doing it to me. Period. I don't care about how they look. Somebody else do. Me, I don't. I just don't want it being done to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking for equality in various different aspects of life. So how I'm gonna be biased and say this culture or these people that look like this can't say this to me? Nah, nobody can say it to me at all. It don't matter who it is. Like no, like at the end of the day, I love me. So you know what? I can't be biased. I can't let a selective amount of people say certain things, about me or to me, rather not about me, but to me. And it's like I'm content with that. I ain't gonna say that. Long as those people that look like that don't say it, I'm good. Nah, I don't want nobody saying that to me. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want nobody just putting their hands on me. So how I'm gonna allow certain people to put their hands on me is like, as long as people that don't look like that don't touch me, I'm good. No, I don't want nobody to put their hands on me. So if I'm gonna take that approach with nobody putting their hands on me, why I can't take that approach with the same way? I don't want nobody addressing me this particular way at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like it can't be just that way. Here in the South, we really don't act like that. So you are throwing me off. What you mean? Talk to me on the girl. I'm throwing you off in reference to what? So I can understand you. You know what I mean? Because you know how we do. We have understanding here. You say I'm throwing you off just a little bit. Talk to me. How I'm throwing you off so I can understand. Literally, what you're saying. You know what I mean? I give you some time to type it in. I'll be patient. You say I'm throwing you off a little bit, and I'm not here to do that. I bring clarity and I bring clarification. So I don't want to throw you off the gal. I want to make sure that we have that understanding and we keep understanding, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to bring clarity and clarification. You know what I mean? And thanks for typing that. So moving forward, I can understand exactly what you mean because you're right. In the South and in the North, people go about things differently. You know what I mean? In regards to resolutions and solutions and so on and so forth. So I understand that. You know what I mean? And I guess you'll type it in and you'll let me know. You sound I'm throwing you off a little bit. So I just wanted you to give me a little bit more um, clarity so I can definitely give you clarification back in reference to whatever I'm throwing you off about because you know that that's not my intention at all. But yeah, like I was saying, so it have to be when you say you love yourself, you can't allow things that that's not love to sidetrack you and throw you off because you love yourself. So you shouldn't let unnecessary things bother you. And like I said, I'm learning this more and more every day that I live. You know what I mean? More and more that I succumb to things and people in life. I'm learning that not to let certain things bother me or not for me to not let certain things get the best of me at the end of the day. Here in the South, we raise respect and we pretty much. Yeah, no, I'm not saying I'm the guy that definitely going to challenge you. No, but Carla, you know how I am. I appreciate this. The gal, I totally respect that and I totally get that and I appreciate that. I'm not saying it's not like that back up north where I'm from. I'm saying like I'm just seeing it like it happens in life. So this is not like secluded to north or south or east or west. I'm just saying in life. Now maybe it do happen more up north where I'm at. I'm not running from that, but I'm saying it happens. It like because when I was down south, it was happening. You know what I mean? In various different places that I was. And maybe it could have just been those towns that I was in, or the family members, or the friends that I was around. So I don't want to just place it in certain places in the South or in the North. No, it's not. I'm not saying that this is a New York or New Jersey thing, or Mississippi thing, or Alabama thing, or California thing, or Detroit thing, or nah. I'm saying it just happens, and I'm seeing it a lot more. Definitely, yes, in the South. Yes, I agree with you, beautiful love. I'm saying in the North, people have manners. That's why I said this is not like a North or South or East or West thing. I'm just saying in general, this is not like I'm secluding or I'm individualizing any particular states or cities or people, but I'm saying me analyzing things in life. You know what I mean? Like just paying attention. Like I said, I've been in various different states and I've seen it. You know what I mean? So me just paying attention to it, Miguel, and me paying attention to a beautiful love, I'm starting to analyze that. Like people easily are influenced by things at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And they easily feed into what somebody else is gonna say about them or to them. And at the end of the day, if it if it don't apply, let it fly. You know what I mean? Like I've been seeing that. Like thing every time somebody says something, like it ain't always worth a response. You know what I mean? Like I've been I love it. Oh yeah, nah, I appreciate that. Like I appreciate that. Like at the end of the day, what I'm saying is in a microcosm is that we don't always have to give a response to certain things. You know what I mean? Like somebody could say, you know, everybody stupid, and I could be in that room when that's being said. I see it as if I respond, I'm stupid. Why did I say something back? I didn't even have to say nothing. Like me saying something feeds what they just said. If I ignore what they said, I I automatically alleviate myself. You know what I mean? Nah, no problem. No problem. No problem at all, beautiful love. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if I don't say nothing, like it won't even apply to me. But sometimes we give things stamina, we give things energy by saying something back. Or we give things that because we say something back, it's hard to relate to what you're saying and cannot comment. What you mean cannot comment? It's hard to relate to what you're saying. Okay. Nah, like I would say to Gail, now feel free to speak your mind, please. I mean, that's one thing that Carla could tell anybody on my platform. Um, Speak your mind. Like you're not one thing, Gail, I want you to really understand. This is what my platform was created for us to be able to talk. You know what I mean? And nothing you're gonna say, I'm gonna take it the wrong way or I'm gonna be offended. You know what I mean? That's why it's called clarity and clarification. And if something you may type, I may not understand. I'm just gonna say, Miguel, I don't really understand what you're saying. And and now I could do what I'm doing. I could be patient and you can give me a better understanding or you can give me a better reference for me to better understand. That's it. But nothing you're gonna say, I'm gonna take it the wrong way at the end of the day. Because since you've been in my chat, you've been doing nothing but helping my platform grow. You've been nothing but being positive, and all you've been doing is giving me talking points. So, and I appreciate that. But now, if I'm saying something that maybe you don't understand, elaborate on what I'm saying, so I can elaborate better for you, so I can break it down a little bit better, so you can fully understand. That's all. But I'm not gonna take what you're saying the wrong way. Like I'm like, first of all, I'm very patient. Second of all, I'm a very understandable person. And third, fourth, and fifth of all, this is what my platform is here for us to have these type of dialogues and for us to congregate, for us to get it right. You know what I mean? And that's why things happen because we rushing through things. Like I'm not gonna rush through anything. Whatever you telling me, I'm gonna take my time and we gonna iron it out. You know what I mean? So we can get it correct. And another thing, you can tell me something about me that I might not be aware of. So don't get that misconstrued either, Miguel. Like you can tell me something that I might not be fully paying attention to, that I maybe need to work on moving forward. Whether that's in a pre-recorded video, whether that's in another live stream, whether that's directly in my own life. Like when I'm not on the internet, when I'm dealing with people that I deal with in reference to what I do. So nothing is going to be taken personal. Like I love to learn, I love to gain insight, and I love to gain information. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So whatever I am saying that you don't understand, like I said, I'm here to give you better understanding and better clarification. You know what I mean? So and it's not going to be taken no type of way. And again, excuse me, just by you speaking back to me, you know what I mean? I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like you giving me feedback so I can understand. You know what I mean? But you could comment on whatever you feel you need to comment on. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm here to bring that clarification, and I'm here to elaborate on anything that maybe I'm not bringing enough clarity on or about. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, but all I was getting at, the girl, was that I'm just seeing that like it's not for me, and I'm not saying that this applies to anybody right now it's in the chat or anybody in the world, but I'm saying when I start to pay attention, it's like since COVID, definitely, things that people say, like it gets under people's skin easily, and people don't like to do the homework and the research, so easily people are offended by certain things. It's like I was explaining to Carla before, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 live streams ago. I grew up in a time when you can say things and it wasn't so offensive to someone, or it wasn't taken out of content so easily or so quickly, because when I went to school, like people could tell my mother things about me, and it wasn't like they was trying to disrespect me or degrade my mom's or my father as a parent. They were just letting my mom and my dad know, or my guardian, letting them know certain things. It's like me not doing the right thing, and somebody go back and say something to my mom or my father or my guard, if that wasn't taken the wrong way. You know what I mean? It's like, y'all, like me being younger, somebody could say, y'all kids don't listen. And it's like that nowadays, that's taken to a whole different level. It's like somebody may say, don't be telling my, don't be talking to my kids like that, or don't say nothing to my kids. Instead of evaluating what was said because it came from an adult, at the end of the day, it's like that get attacked, or that just get challenged. You know what I mean? And like I said, at the end of the day, that's not my intention when I'm on the internet or in life. You know what I mean? So that's why I tread lightly, and I like to do a lot of homework and research so I can really find out what things mean. So before I use certain words or certain terminologies, I like to fully understand what they mean and or what they represent, because I'm understanding something I could say can offend somebody, and that wasn't my intention to offend somebody. And now something I said, somebody's offended by at the end of the day. And it's like, whoa, but that wasn't my, like, I didn't say this to offend anybody. I didn't say this to hurt anybody. I didn't say this for somebody to attack me. Like, I said this because based around the homework and the research that I'm doing, I just try to bring that element or that aspect or that information to my platform, or I'm looking to apply that in life at the end of the day. But I'm not saying this to get anybody upset or to offend anybody, or for somebody to be triggered, or for somebody to react to it and it's like they feel like they got to defend themselves. Nah, I'm not doing that for that. And if I am, I'm a man about it. I will apologize, because that's not my intention. Like, knowledge and education and information don't have no boundaries. So that means we can always keep growing with that. Like, negativity have limits, because at the end of the day, and hatred have limits. You know what I mean? And speaking, negative about people have limits and it has consequences. Education, information is infinite. It keeps going and growing. So that's why I rather do that, and that's why I say I speak to people and not about them. Because at the end of the day, if I can speak to somebody about it, we can go and we can grow. At the end of the day, so if you can always come speak to me, to get about anything, we can get closure on an unnecessary situation. Because if we can't speak to each other about it, we may continuously be at odds, and it may be something that all we have to do was speak about it at the end of the day. Like, I don't have to bottle it in and take it personal and then go somewhere else and speak about you. Now, I can speak to you. You know what I mean? And maybe that day you probably don't want to speak to me, or vice versa. But that don't mean that you hate me, or that don't mean that you don't like me. It's just maybe you probably didn't want to talk at that particular time, or you probably didn't want to talk that day. But that don't mean that I'm a bad person or you're a bad person, vice versa. If I don't want to talk that day, that don't mean I'm a bad person. Probably just don't want to talk at that given moment. And that things like that shouldn't be taken personal. That shouldn't be taken out of content or out of character. Because somebody don't want to, because maybe they don't want to say something right then and there, because maybe they don't want to offend somebody. You know what I mean? Or maybe they don't know how to articulate it without it being taken in an offensive way. You know what I mean? Or maybe they're evaluating what was said before they say something back. So it's various different, ways that we can deal with circumstances and or situations at the end of the day. So like I said, I'm just a firm believer in clarification and clarity. That helps with various different circumstances and or situations. You know what I mean? But I'm not here to cause confusion or bring confusion. And my sister Carla, she's been with me, majority of the step of the way since I've been going live. You know what I mean? And if something ain't the way it should be, like I said, Carla even helped me bring more clarity, a more clarification to any situation. This is a new time. It's okay. I educated yourself, but no one is really doing that. The time we are living in now is every man for himself. Well, again, and that's why that's what I'm saying. The guy, I appreciate you bringing a smile to my face and a smile in my heart. And what you said was very uplifting. And again, thanks for your effort, your energy, your time, and I totally agree. And that's why I created my platform because of what you just said. I'm well aware of that. And before I lash out or I get upset or I get fed up and it's like I don't want to do the homework and the research, I mean, I'm gonna beat me up for that because that makes me weak. And ain't no need for me to be weak. I don't want to be strong and wrong. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be weak and right. You know what I mean? I want to be educated. You know what I mean? And level headed. You know what I mean? Because again, I could spread that information, education to somebody else. You know what I mean? And the reason why I agree with you saying we living in the last days, Miguel, because nobody, like you said, nobody wants to take the time to do the education to preparate themselves for what's yet to come. And for me, I'm a firm believer in if I could educate myself and get the information, I could preparate myself for what's yet to come. And I have people like you, Miguel, and people like Beautiful Love and Carla that can walk with me outside of the people that's walking with me when I'm not on the internet. That's walking with me outside of God, shedding and shining the light on the things that I need to see that's dark in my life. So if God gonna have patience and be able to tolerate me, who am I to not have patience and tolerate other things and people in life? Nah, like I'm gonna do that. And I'm also a firm believer in based around what you said. That's why I educate myself because at the end of the day, when you educate yourself, you have tolerance to understand what may be the next steps that have to come with certain things when adversity comes. Like the only way you're going to be able to prosper, you have to be able to deal with adversity. That's how you get prosperity, dealing with adversity. But some people just want the prosperity and they don't want to deal with adversity. See, that's what I mean by I do a lot of homework and research. I have to study things so I can learn. So now with that being said, I understand that God is going to test my character and my fortitude every day, all the time. And I love that because I need for my character and my fortitude to be tested to make sure that I'm growing and I'm elevating every day in every way that I can. So if my character and my fortitude is not tested, how can I really see if I'm growing and I'm elevating every day? That's the only way I'm gonna find that out. So when people test my character, my fortitude, I have to stay composed. And it may be done just to see if I'm gonna stay composed. You know what I mean? At the end of this, I may be like, man, I'm gonna say this. This probably get him out of character, or I'm gonna come at him this way. This may get him out of character. That's why I be saying I'm not mad at people. I get it. I understand that. Now it's on me how I respond to it. Ask God to give you wisdom. I love God so much now. Well, I appreciate that. And I appreciate you for telling me to ask God to give me that. Trust me, I do that on a daily basis and I'll do it much more. And I pray with you in that. I pray that you pray with me and I pray that, we could find some sort of spiritual connection at the end of the day. And now with that spiritual connection, you could help me with, with God helping me, I could get my spirit to ascend to the next level because that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to get help for my spirit to ascend to the next level. That's why I like to say I like to keep my spirit and my soul connected to the Most High so the Most High can open up the universe for me. I always say that to Gail. So I'm praying for that and I pray for that every day. So I will ask God for that and I don't mind. And trust me, all the information and everything you type in the chat, I always go back and I look at my live streams twice. I look at them after they first done, and then I'll give it maybe like a week or so, maybe even 2 weeks to go back and look at it and do the homework and do the research on it to make sure that I didn't offend anybody, I didn't give anybody incorrect information, I didn't tell somebody something just to tell them that. Like I make sure that I go back on what I said and I put out the right vibes. I put out my spirit was in the right place. You know what I mean? The girl, he's the kind grew up in a different era, but is very wise. Even had to hold him to the fire first because we did have a difference in opinions. Yeah, and thank you, Carla, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? And Carla knows that about me, Miguel. Like you can do that. Like you can hold my ankles to the fire. I'm not worrying about going through the furnace. Like I'm not worried about that. Like if that's what it called for, like if I like one thing about me, Miguel, that I'm gonna tell you right now, and I appreciate everything you're saying and everything you're doing. I don't mind you taking me through it because I need my soul and my spirit to be cleansed every day. Like because I understand that the flesh is weak, so that's why I like to keep my soul and my spirit sharp because the flesh gonna always be weak. But as long as my soul and my spirit sharp, I'm gonna be fine at the end of the day. So that's why I said you can say anything, you can ask me anything, you can give me any type of talking points, and you can bring up a talking point, and I can go off of that. So again, and let me tell you this also, Miguel. I also appreciate you for being comfortable that you want to tell me certain things. And you take it as if I won't be offended. I appreciate that. Ask Carla and beautiful love about me. I'm just an angel stepping by to look. And I need that. I appreciate that. But I'm gonna say this to you one more time. Miguel, I appreciate what you're doing, but I'm also thankful that you're comfortable, that you want to talk to me like this, that you want my spirit and my soul to be in the right place. And you feel comfortable that you can say these things to me. That's a blessing. From me to you, that's God working through both of us. That's how I look at that. Because if you felt like I wouldn't listen or I'm going to take it some type of way, I'm going to be offended. For one, you probably wouldn't be saying that. For two, you probably would not be comfortable with coming back. So I'm thankful that you at this juncture with me that you feel like okay, I could say this to this brother or I could give this brother some encouraging words. Keep bringing those encouraging words. I appreciate that because I need that. And not only do I need it, but for the people that may watch this on the playback, they could see that people could actually get along and conversate and hold an adult conversation without it being offensive or disrespectful or without it going somewhere it shouldn't go. And it's still based off you being you, me being me, and us being connected to God. That's very important to me. And that's my point of my platform. And let me tell you this, Miguel. My platform is not called Final Say because I have the last say. My platform is called Final Say because I finally made it to the point where I'm at. Like how me and you having this conversation, I finally arrived to where my soul and my spirit is right with God and with the Most High. Where I finally arrived where I'm comfortable and I'm happy with being where I am and where I'm going on an everyday basis. That's why I call it Final Say. And I finally now am comfortable with reaching out to brothers and sisters to get them to understand that be you. God loves us for how we are at the end of the day. We don't have to change up, how we are for God to accept us. You know what I mean? And that's what matters. You know what I mean? And I had to learn like I cut off the world so I could get into the word of God. Because when you pay attention to the world, you're not paying attention to the word of God. And that's what I'm about, paying attention to the word of God. And right now, maybe God is sending you to me as a person where I got to start taking more of your words of wisdom. That's all. Excuse me. And I don't mind. And like I said, I'm thankful that you feel comfortable, that you see something in me that you want me to get this information or you want me to get this insight. That's important to me. You know what I mean? And please, I pray that you feel even more comfortable where you can start giving me more information. You can start giving me more insight. You know what I mean? You don't have to disclose your age, but I'm in the 40 plus club. So maybe you older than me. And with that knowledge and wisdom that you have, it, I could feed off of that or I could feed into that. And I'm not saying if you're younger, I can't, but I'm saying if you're older, I know that it's things that you've seen that I didn't experience and you can help me with that. Absolutely great convo towards your mark as well on all the platform. Keep seeking God. He will guide you through verses to grow to. Dookie, bless your heart. See what you and the gal is doing for me, Dookie, is that you guys are touching boundaries that I need to be touched on my platform. So when other people go back on these live streams, they get as comfortable, Dookie, as you and the gal is. So now they can say, you know what? But I seen some people already saying this, that. I'm gonna feel comfortable with, you know what I mean, talking to him or speaking to him about. That's why I tell people to email me, because when they email me and they get my healing experience, I'm way more different than I am on YouTube, because I understand YouTube, they have guidelines, this, that, and I respect that. You know what I mean? And I get it. But when people email me for my healing experience, like, I can give them more hands-on experience of how I operate and more hands-on tutelage of the things that I know and learn. At the end of the day, I'm not saying I can't do it on YouTube, but I understand that YouTube have various different guidelines at the end of the day. And I don't want to say something or do something on YouTube and now my page gets strike or somebody flag my page and so on and so forth. So I get it. So I just try to stay within the guidelines, definitely when I'm doing my streams and definitely when I'm on YouTube. But if people email me and they get me on that Zoom conference call, like, oh, it's totally different, because I get it like now. And I'm not saying that I curse or anything like that. No, but what I'm saying is, like, I can really now speak the way that I know I can speak, because I don't have to worry about the stipulations or the guidelines or offending someone. And I'm not looking to offend someone at the end of the day. Yes, Mr. Gill always speak out. We appreciate her. She is like other one. Nah, but again, beautiful love. I'm thankful that she's comfortable with doing that. See, I'm learning this. You know, when you have God in your life, God won't let you say and do certain things out of being uncomfortable. So I'm thankful that she's comfortable to do that. Allow God to elevate you in order for Him to do that. You have to leave the past. But we will. Oh, no problem. Like, no problem with me leaving the past. Like, that's easier said than done. Like, one thing about the past, it has helped me, see a brighter future. So I totally agree with that, Miguel. Like, I'm gonna say that one more time. With my past, it has helped me see a brighter future. So I'm definitely with you on that. And any way you guys can help me, I'm all for it. I'm all with it. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of studying. I do a lot of praying. So, and again, like I said, I'm looking for my soul and my spirit to be right. That's why I'm not clinging on to like any type of religion, because I don't want somebody to say, well, that religion contradicts yourself, well, that religion is hypocritical. That's why I'm looking for my spirit and my soul to be connected to God, so God can open up the universe. And again, I don't have a problem with anybody that have a religious background, but I'm saying for me, you know what I'm saying? That's why I always say I have no problem with what nobody does. I'm speaking for me. And at the end of the day, the more my spirit stay connected to God, the more God shine light on the things that's dark around me, so I can see those things better, so I can recognize those things better. And I believe, the girl, that God has brought you to me for you to give me information, for you to give me knowledge, for you to keep me going down that right path. So if you see me not going in that right direction, Carla could co-sign on this. You can let me know about that. Carla does that. Like, and I'm not taking that no type of way when she does that. That's what she has a wrench for, to do that. So she could let me know, nah, but you getting out of character, or you going the way you shouldn't be going, or you know what I mean? Like, so I get it. And again, I'm thankful that I have people like her to make sure that I walk that straight line, that I keep my head up, that I stay motivated, that I stay positive, that I keep God first. You know what I mean? Because like I said, the flesh is weak. So I try to keep my spirit and my soul right at all times. Esther Gale is very spiritual and very uplifting and very strong in what she believes, and will definitely express things in a different. That's not a problem though. See, like, one thing, Carla, you know about me, you understand. I'm happy the girl is very expressive, and she's gonna express things in a different way. I'm diverse, so I need that. One thing she's gonna understand about me, I believe, definitely after this live stream, anything she's going to bring is just going to help me elevate what I'm doing and elevate my spiritual journey, and elevate the things that I need to be more spiritually inclined and connected to. That's it. That's what she's going to do with me. And that's what she's going to do for me. That's it. The girl is our uplifting mother back. You know what, Dookie? I appreciate that. And if that's what she is, I'm all for that. I don't have no issue with that. I don't have no issue with that at all. You know what I mean? Because I'm here to learn as well. You know what I mean? Just because I call myself the enlightened one, highly gifted Dr. Wright, don't mean I still can learn, and it's things I still gotta learn, and it's things I'm still learning, and it's things I still need to learn. So if she can teach me or if she can enhance anything, be my guest. Please do that, and feel free to do that. You know what I mean? And again, I'm really appreciating this live stream. Like this is why I created my platform and I do live streams. You know what I mean? Because I understand that there's people out there that will be modest and will be sincere, and they really do care about you, and they really do have a good heart and a good spirit. You know what I mean? And they could be a God sent, or they could be an angel that's God speaking through them. So at the end of the day, be my guest. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm thankful though, Doogie, that she feels comfortable with doing that though. I'm thankful for that. Like because she don't have to do that. She could just sit back and not say nothing. Or sit back and be like, oh man, he don't know what's going on, or he ain't gonna listen. She's not doing that. Like she's actually speaking back, letting me know, well, do this, do that. Well, if you go on this journey, speak to God. Like she don't gotta do that. You know what I mean? But I'm thankful that she sees something in me or sees something about me that is like, you know what? He sound like a good brother. He sound he got his head screwed on correctly. He sound like, he got his spirit and his soul connected to God or the Most High or Yahshua or Jesus or so on and so forth. So you know what? I'm gonna give him this information. And that's how I see that. I don't see it as, oh, why is she trying to tell? I don't like that's one thing about me, to get my mind no drift into things like that. Like I don't think like that because from my perspective, I'm not thinking now. I'm panicking, I'm being selfish, I'm being ignorant, I'm being negative. You know what I mean? Beautiful love. Have my utmost respect. Also, I learned from her. Okay, that's beautiful. But Carla, you know how we are, you know how we do, and I'm glad that you elaborate on certain things, Carla. Like I'm shocked that you're not really speaking a lot more in reference to a lot of things that they saying and I'm saying because, like since I started this journey with these live streams, Carla, like you've been there and you know how deep I be getting. You know what I mean? I'm just thankful that I have Doogie here. I'm thankful that I have beautiful love, and I'm thankful I have the girl here, so they can get more of a better feel for what I do and get more comfortable with willing to speak to me about certain things, you know what I mean, and talk to me in reference to certain things. So down the road, like with you at first, Carla. So now when where me and you are today, Carla, I could get there with them at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And when something may appear to be not right with my spirit and or my soul, they could pull me back in and say, hold on, yo, like, hold on, but you're not spiritually inclined or you're not spiritually aligned with the right energy. What's going on? Like, you know what I mean? And I need that, you know what I mean? Because like I said, the flesh is weak. So I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like everything I do is always righteous. That's why I'm working on that. That's why I call myself what I call myself. You know what I mean? Finally say I understand. I'm woke. You good? No, I'm not. I'm not saying nobody don't get it. Beautiful love, or nobody don't understand. I'm just thankful that me doing these live streams, I'm finally starting to pull in people that have similar energy, or their energy is at a higher vibe than mine, or their energy will take mine to a higher level, or their vibe will take my vibe to a higher level. That's what I'm thankful for. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Yes, I'm older than you, but I see where you need help with, and I'm going. Okay, no problem. No problem. No problem. You say I need help with, no problem. So from and thanks for typing that. So from where we stand in that right now and the things that I've been speaking about. So from your perspective or from your understanding, what are some of the things that I need help with? So I can pay better attention to those things, Miguel, and I could do more studying and more research on those things. So for example, Beautiful Love gave me some homework. She said, don't speak so fastly and write certain things down. So I showed her on my last live stream that I started writing things down and I don't speak as quickly. So that's what I mean by I'm willing to listen and I'm willing to learn. So tell me some of the things that you see, or tell me the most important things that you see that maybe I need to work on so I can start putting action behind those things. You know what I mean? So I don't keep doing the same repetitive things over and over, Miguel. So now that I kind of have an understanding of these things, I could pay more attention to him. He definitely is open to a different opinion, and it took a little time to understand them. Yeah, but I'm willing to do that though, Miguel. So if you, like I said, okay, even if you might not want to elaborate on a lot of things, well, tell me the most important things right now that you're seeing that I could actually enhance or better or improve. And again, what you coming back to the live streams or what you viewing, my platform or what you viewing some of my pre-recorded videos, maybe you could see a growth or elevation with those particular things. That's important because, like I said, you may not want to elaborate on all the things right now. It may be some things that you just noticing, with this particular live stream that you may can tell me about. And like I said, in time and with due time, and with you paying attention, I can elevate those things. And now maybe you could say, okay, well, I said this. It looked like he's been working on it, and of course, I'm still a work in process, so I don't mind. Me to the chat. Y'all do. Can we approve? Yeah. Like I said, I don't mind. I'm not gonna take it no type of way. I'm thankful that you see as things that I can elevate. So from your perspective, maybe those things that I can elevate, maybe it can help me not only when I do my live stream, but it can help me with the clients that I have. Maybe because there's certain things that maybe I'm not paying attention to when I do deal with certain clients or when I deal with my clients. And now you can give me info. It's maybe something that I could pay attention to, and I could do more homework on whatever those most important things that you noticing, the gal that I need to improve on. Let me tell me chat so I can. You are good, but I feel you're not really understanding what we are really saying because you come back with something to avoid what we were saying. Like what? Like what am I saying to avoid something? Or what am I avoiding? Let me ask that. What am I coming back with to avoid something? Did you say something in the chat that I overlooked? Like what am I avoiding? Because you said I'm good, but you feel I not really understanding what you were really saying because I come back with something to avoid what were you saying? Like elaborate on that. Like what am I saying to show you that I'm avoiding like what's being said here? Like did you ask me a question and I didn't answer it directly? Like what am I avoiding here? You know what I mean? And like I said, I thank you for this. I appreciate this. I just like to, I operate like this to get, I just want to get full understanding so I can answer correctly. You know what I mean? And I can give you the correct feedback. I'm not trying to give you the feedback that you actually literally and logically looking for. I'm just looking to give the correct feedback based around the knowledge and the education and information that I have. And like I said, maybe that information, maybe I got to go seek more. Maybe I got to get more information, more education on it. And I don't mind doing that. That's why I do a lot of studying. That's why I do a lot of homework. That's why I do a lot of research at the end of the day, because it's still things, you know what I mean, that I could improve on and I could work on. You know what I mean? So again, and I appreciate you, elaborating on. I want to apologize for having to make you type a lot. Maybe you don't feel like really typing a lot. So I want to apologize for that. But I'm just trying to get a understanding because, for one, like I tell you, for the last 3, 4 times you've been on my live stream, I appreciate your support. But secondly, and more importantly than appreciate your support, your guidance and your preparation is needed. You know what I mean? So I would love for you to let me know. And like I said, Carla's been with me through a lot of my process and a lot of my duration. So she know I'm open for any type of adjustments or anything that I need to readjust to. That's not a problem. And again, it's not personal. Can I ask what's the main focus for it? Well, no, you good. Let me pray about it so God will let you guys me help. Okay, no problem. If that's what you feel you gotta do, no problem. Well, Dookie, the main focus on my channel is to bring, people together to educate, to bring better information, to display righteousness, you know what I mean, and direct results, and to show people that when you got your soul and your spirit connected to the Most High, you can achieve and accomplish anything. You know what I mean? With your spirit and your soul connected to the Most High. And like I said, me displaying righteousness and direct results. And like I said, direct results meaning with people also doing their own homework and research with the information and education that I bring, they can see direct results from that at the end of the day. And going into the displaying righteousness is like what the girl saying. Like you see how she's gonna pray on something, and with that prayer, now I can elevate my status in regards to my spirit and my soul. That's important to me. Dookie, like that's very important to me at the end of the day, like elevating that. So that's the main focus of my channel, to alleviate worrying about unnecessary things, and make the things that we do have, like our soul and our spirit, to keep that intact so we can grow and elevate, what I mean, as a person. And once you elevate your spirit and your soul, through God or the Most High, or Jesus, so to speak, now you could pass that energy off to others, and they could work on elevating their soul, elevating, their spirit, and so on and so forth. And I also do it because, like I said, I have clients that email me for various on Zoom conference calls for various different insight about things in life, money, finances, relationships, and so on and so forth. Where are you getting your research from? I do I do a lot of reading. I read a lot of encyclopedias. I read a lot of thesauruses. I do a lot of I do a lot of reading in various different spiritual books. It's not only like maybe the Bible or the Quran or Kabbalah. Like I just try to study a lot of various different things. You know what I mean? I do some research via like TV. Maybe I'll look at nature to understand animals and environment. But I just do a lot of reading, a lot of various different books. So I'll read a book about just the planet Earth, like the trees, the plants, you know what I mean? Like I just try to zone in on one topic, but I let that topic expand. So if I'm, for example, so if I'm reading about water, that consists of various different fronts, lakes, streams, rivers, oceans, what I mean, swimming, boats, because all that would be connected to water at the end of the day. Same thing with plants. I do. So if I'm going to read about plants, I'm going to read about everything that I can learn in reference to plants or vegetation or trees, things like that. So I just try to, when I'm studying something, I try to stay consumed in that topic, but I let that topic take my mind and my spirit and my soul as far as I can get into it as possible. You know what I mean? And don't limit myself with saying, okay, well, I read about whales. Nah, but I'm understanding that a whale is a mammal. So now I could get into sharks, or I could get into penguins, or I could get into seals. Don't just cut it off at those whales and those sharks. Like I could see how deep in the ocean a submarine could go. Like I try to do the best that I can with what I have. You know what I mean? And when I see that I'm limited with what I have, what I'll do is I'll go somewhere else to seek more information. You know what I mean? Whether that's going to the library, whether that's getting more books, whether that's going to people that I know that help me with what I do, to ask about books about philosophy, psychology, spiritual enlightenment, things like that. You know what I mean? Like books about patience, books about tolerance, books about attitude, books about money, just doing research on various different things so I could really understand, like I said, understand the terminology of things better. You know what I mean? And like I said before, I got on this path, like I was depriving myself by being inconsistent and not doing the necessary homework I needed. You can't get all your answers from the Bible, spirituality at this point. I'm concerned about your soul. Why are you concerned about my soul at this point? Help me understand that. Like what are you seeing in reference to my soul that you concern? And I'm not mad. I'm thankful that you telling me that. But what are you saying? And again, Bible, basic instructions before leaving Earth. So I understand. Like I said, that's why I said earlier, Miguel. That's why I said about me not having religion, because from my perspective, I'm understanding as long as my spirit is right, because it's a lot of people that I know that have religion, but from a spirituality perspective, their spirit isn't right. Like, okay, I have people that I've spoken to or I've been around that told me what their religion was, but they have a mean spirit. So now, what? So should they? Should so? My question to you is, the gal. So even though they have the religion they have, should their religion supersede where their spirit is? Like I'm asking, I'm not assuming anything, but I'm asking. He is open to criticism, but also went through different things and sometimes have different perspectives. Nah, but again, I appreciate that, Carla, but I'm just trying to, understand exactly where she's coming from because she's saying she's worried about my soul. I agree, Mr. Gill. All our religions got the answers from the Bible study has proven even who's God. Yeah, no, and again, I'm not running from that, but that's why I said basic instructions before leaving Earth. Now, this is something else that I understand about that. Not me. I'm not saying me. However, a lot of people that study various different scriptures or religious passages or spiritual books, at the end of the day, some people come up with hypocritical and contradictions out of those spiritual and or religious books. I'm not saying that I do because I believe in what I read. I believe in what I study. So I'm not I, I don't think that. I don't believe that, but it's some people that do. That's why a lot of people, they don't really like going to church, or they don't really like listening to, maybe a deacon or a pastor or a reverend and so on and so forth. And I get that, but that don't mean that I see it that way. That don't mean that I look at it like that. But I'm saying sometimes some people that do study on what they read and what they read into, some people find a contradiction in it, or some people find hypocritical statements that's made out of it. You know what I mean? And some people look to exploit that and expose that at the end of the day for whatever their reasons are. That's what their reasons are. But I'm not here to do that. That's why I'm open to learning. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's why I do so much study and so much research, because I understand that no matter what I see, somebody's going to try to challenge it. And I'm not here to debate with them or debate that. However, if somebody can give me some more homework to do, or somebody can help me get further knowledge, or I can enhance something, I'm 100% for that. Because you are all over the place. Your spirit has to line up with your soul. If neither one. No, I agree with that. I don't see how I'm all over the place. What I'm doing is I'm understanding. That's why I said this, Miguel. I told you, when I come to YouTube, I understand that I can say certain things that some people may take offensive, but I'm understanding that because of the platform that I'm on. That's why I speak so diverse, and I get into various different subjects at the end of the day. But I know that, and Carla could co-sign this. I always say I need my spirit and my soul to be aligned with the Most High, so the Most High can open up the universe. I always say that, and I'm not saying this for a view or for a like, Miguel. But if you can try to go back on some of my old live streams and some of my older pre-recorded videos, you'll see that. Like I stay on topic, but I'm understanding when I do my live streams that I have to be diverse, because I get so many various different peoples that may tune in or that may chime in at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And I'm learning a lot of the times when I get somebody to tune in and to chime in, I don't want to lose that person, because at the end of the day, I may say something to offend somebody. You see what I'm saying? So I understand that if I stay diverse, I could reach various different people on various different fronts at the end of the day. And when you say that I need my soul and my spirit to be alive, I get that. However, just because my soul and the spirit is aligned, I don't have to do that through religion, though. Like from the research and the study of them, I don't have to do that, because so if I have to do it through religion, that means that I have to go to church, or I have to listen to a pastor, I have to listen to a deacon, or I have to listen to a reverend. And I'm not saying I don't want to or I wouldn't, but that would mean I would have to do that. You know what I mean? We all fall from the glory of God. He was angry several times in the Bible, speaking our opinions and being mean is too different. Right, right. No, I get that too, beautiful love. So at the end of the day, when you say I'm all over the place, in reference to what? Like you said that I'm all over the place. Okay, even if I'm all over the place, what do that have to do with my spirit and my soul? I understand that aspect, and I just explained that. But what do they have to do with my spirit and my soul? Like Like I said, if my spirit and my soul ain't one with God, oh, I won't be able to get nowhere. Period. Exactly. That's my point about the church being inside. Right. So, but that's why I said, that's why I said I do a lot of study and I do a lot of research at the end of the day. And like I said, Carla knows I always speak highly of God on everything I do. So, like I said, if you go on my timeline, if you go on my community tab, that's all I do. That, even when I go to other people's live streams or other people's channels, I always say God bless them because I get that. Like I understand that my spirit and my soul got to be aligned. I got a video for you, Digel, that I need you to go check out on my video tab. It's like very in the beginning when I first started about our soul and our spirit being under attack and ways to protect your spirit and your soul. I, I believe you go back and watch that, you'll understand that I understand what you're saying. I understand about different religion and how it came about. It's not getting into from man, but from God through book study. Knowing who we are is very important. Right. We need to get deeper. Well, again, I'm I'm not debating that I need to get. I said that I said that I do that. I said that I'm reading various different religious and spiritual books. So okay, so let me ask you this. You say I need to get deeper into the Bible. So what's wrong with the Quran? I'm just asking. Like, what is it's not the Bible? What's wrong with the Kabbalah? It's not the Bible. Like, I'm just asking. And like I said, I could show you right now. I could go to my bookshelf. I could show you Bibles. I have various different Bibles. I got the King James version. I got various different Bibles. So I mean, but what I do when I'm in the Bible, I like to read it and then read it again and then read it back to myself to make sure that I got a clear understanding of what I read. Because a lot of times, when people read things, they just read it and they move on. Like me, I read things 3 to 4 times and then read it back to myself to make sure that I got a total understanding of what I read. You know what I mean? Because it ain't good to just say, yeah, I've read it. And then now, and if I've read something now and I re-quote it, I might not be re-quoting it correctly at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And I might have read it just to read it to say, yeah, I read that. Nah, but I got to understand what I'm reading. And if I don't, I like to keep going over it until I 100% fully understand what I read, until it's embedded in me, until I become it. At the end of the day, that's why I said I had to cut off the world so I could get into the word. Remember, I said that earlier in this live stream, Miguel. I have to cut off the world so I can get into the word. I said that. So I get it. I get it. When you speak of the Quran and the Bible, you must understand what is copies from the Bible and what was made of the city people what the to who you something. No, again, okay. And that's why I asked what I asked. No, I totally get that. I totally get it. You know what I mean? And when people say something is a copy of something, I'm not here to debate that. Now, my great grandmother, right? The Bible that when she passed away, the Bible that she had, and I read out of that, and the newer Bibles I read out of don't have the same scriptures in there. It's similar, but all of them are not exactly the same. My great grandmoms died years ago, but when I was younger and I read, and I got older now, and my aunt was when I used to go see my great aunt, my aunt like, yo, this is the Bible that my mother used to read, which was my great grandmother. And now the newer Bibles that I got, and I compared it to that. It was the same, but not every single thing. Some of the proverbs and things were switched up for whatever reasons. Take a deep breath. How you doing? I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning into the live stream. When you speak of the Quran, Miguel, you kind of have to go back a little to understand its perspective and based on his study. He is enlightened with the universe and may come off differently. Nah, again, Carla. I mean, I'm thankful for her. So I don't want her to think that I'm offended by anything. I mean, she could teach me things. She's older than me, first of all. Second of all, I just wanted to understand that when you reading things always get switched up, and I can't knock nobody for what they believe or what they understand that they believe at the end of the day. Like I'm never here to do that. I'm just saying at the end of the day, that's why I keep saying this. I do studying and I do research for a reason. There's only right, okay, I, but I'm not confused at all, and I agree with that. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead. So if it is right, if and I'm not saying it ain't. I'm saying if it is right, why do people have religions then? Can you help me out with that one? That's why I said I need my spirit and my soul to be right. That's why I said I'm not religious because see how you said that? See, I'm on that's where I'm at right now, Miguel. I'm on that 1,000,000,000%. It's only one God. So if that's the case, why do people have various different religions? Because therefore people are easily influenced by certain things that they read or by what people telling them. So that's why I'm doing homework and research every day. So therefore, my spirit and my soul could be connected to the one God that I know that really exists at the end of the day. But now if somebody tell me I got to be this religion or that religion to find God, from what I'm learning and understanding, I don't have to do that. And I'm seeing things that God showed me every single day. That's why I say so many other names, because I could say God all day. Somebody might say God ain't called God. It's God called Yahshua. Somebody might say God is called the Elohim. Somebody may say Jesus Christ. Somebody, and again, I'm not knocking what somebody may say. You know what I mean? Because it's me. I am okay. Okay. I'm just saying at the end of the day, I agree with what you said 100%. I'm just saying why, if what you're saying, if what you're saying is so true, why do so many people have so many various different religions then? Why is there so many various different religions that people say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that? All I'm saying is I'm connected to God from my spirit and my soul, spirituality. That I'm a very spiritual person. That's why I say I don't knock religion. You got to notice what I said together. I don't do that because I don't want to offend nobody. Let me sum it up. If God speaks of everyone on the earth, typical people who will only take person, so when God said you going to destroy every child. Well, again, I thank you for that, beautiful love. But that's why I said again, look, with me, now my spirit and my soul wasn't right. Like the girl, let me go ahead. Why you think I said I don't see like a color thing? Like I said, everybody is what? A human being. Because that's what God made. Human being. He made civilization, mankind. He didn't make colors. People created that, not God. Like that. So that's what I'm saying. By if my soul and my spirit wasn't getting right with God, I wouldn't be able to talk like that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know how to check things, ego, pride, self-esteem, you know what I mean? Selfishness, self-righteousness. I wouldn't know how to separate any of those things. At the end of the day, I know how to separate all of those things because again, like you said, I need my spirit and my soul to be one with God. I'm saying I speak that way because I understand that the way I'm speaking, not you per se, Miguel, but people will take it offensive, like at the end of the day. Missing book you can buy from Amazon. Bible. Don't speak over it. Right. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful love. That's and Carla could co-sign. I've been saying that. Like that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I don't knock no one's religion. That's why I don't do that. All I know is my spirit and my soul got to be right. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, if that's not right, it don't matter what I say my religion is, because somebody gonna say, "Yo, man, nah, it's spirituality," or "I feel it in my soul. He ain't a good person." And once somebody feels something in their soul about you, that's it. Like that's it. Like once your soul and your spirit ain't right, that's it. That's another reason, to go. I switched up my music because like God wasn't having that, and my soul wasn't connected to that. So now the music that I'm making, my soul got to be connected to that. Like, you know what I mean? And I said, and Carl could co-sign this, I had to go back and talk to God about that because, like I said, I didn't want to degrade men. I didn't want to degrade women. I didn't want children growing up to listen to a bunch of H's and B's and M-bombs and all that. I didn't want nobody doing that. You know what I mean? Beautiful love. I told you, I'm trying to learn how to do that. I don't know how to do that yet. I don't know how to set up a stream, y'all. I had a few people talk to me about it, but ain't nobody really give me the information that I really need. Once I get that information, I would love to do that. I would love for you to be up here. I would love for Miguel to speak like that. That's what I need. Like, because like I said, her hair's probably getting a little exhausted from keep typing to me in the chat. And I get that. And I apologize, but once I learn how to do that, oh, I'll be doing that on a regular basis. You know what I mean? And you guys now can quote certain scriptures and can quote certain things, you know what I mean, to give me better clarity and better clarification. And that would help. Not only me, whoever's going to listen to it on the live, whoever going to listen to it on the playback. You know what I mean? But I totally agree, though, beautiful love, that in the Bible ain't nothing biblical speaking about religion. So that's why I just asked the girl about what I asked about in reference to religion, because why is, and she gave me, and she answered it, and I appreciate that. Why is it so many religions? Why is it presidents? Why is it mayors? Why is it Congress people? You know what I mean? Like, why is it money? Like, all these things was created by man, not by God. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I say I do a lot of homework and research, because I'm studying all these things. Like, God didn't create that. Man created that. God created the earth resources. We're supposed to be living off the land. See, I know all that. That's why I said, if somebody email me and they hit me up and we do a Zoom conference call, oh, it won't be sounding the way it sounded like on here, Miguel, because I get it. But like I said, on here, people are easily people are easily offended by things, and people will flag you and all that, because I know how this works. So that's why I said, it seemed like I'm all over the place. I'm not, but I get it that you can't just directly go in about certain things. Somebody from somewhere is going to be offended and say, oh, that's hate speech, or that's this. And again, I'm not trying to do that on no levels at all. But somebody somewhere, the girl that ain't me or you, that probably gonna look at this live stream and take it personal and probably try to flag my channel on. And I'm not mad at that. No. But it's just the point of it, like at the end of the day. So if I can get people like you and beautiful love to walk with me, and we could walk with each other, we could reel those people in, and for them not to be so offended by people like us that's literally and logically trying to speak the gospel that God has set forth. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and I'm understanding that's why I got to tread lightly, because I understand that can happen. Somebody could be like, oh, he talking too much of this flag, or he talking too much of this. Let me try to get his channel restricted, or whatever people gonna try to do at the end of the day. And again, I'm not saying nothing to try to offend anybody. And if I did, or if I will, I apologize about that, because I'm a man about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to offend anybody. Like, I'm looking to grow and elevate, you know what I mean, in all aspects of life. And from this live stream, you teaching me how to do that. You know what I mean? I just don't want to send no mixed signals out there, because that's what you said I was doing. But like I said, people have religions. I don't. I mean, and I don't knock nobody, but I'm spiritual at the end of the day. Because like I said, no matter what my religion is, if my spirit ain't right, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm learning that from the Bible. Like, no man or woman alive could teach me that. The Bible and God's good graces is teaching me that. Keep your spirits high, keep your vibes high. If your spirit and your vibe ain't high, nothing else don't mean nothing. I'm not sure, y'all. When you go live, you can hit. Well, okay. So where you do that at, beautiful love? Sound like a good topic. So nah, it ain't nothing. Take a deep breath. We good. What's going on is that the gal is making sure that, for one, my spirit and my soul is in the right place. For two, from my perspective, another thing she making sure that my spirit and my soul stay aligned with the right energy. And I thank her for that. Bless her heart for that, because she don't have to do that. Like, she ain't got to take the time just because she tuning in to make sure my spirit and my soul is in the right place. And I needed to do that. As long as you know who you are in God, that's what matters. But for me, it doesn't matter to me what people say, because I will talk about God. And the gal, you see me smiling, that's why I love you. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm just explaining to you that's why I like to keep my spirituality right, and my vibes high, and my soul and my spirit connected to the Most High. So like I always say, God can open up the universe for me. You know what I mean? That's important to me. God opening up the universe, because once God do that, I see things, the girl, that other people don't see. I hear things that other people don't hear. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I listen with my brain, Miguel. You hear with your ear. That's how it goes in one ear and out the other. I listen with my brain. So everything you said, my mind was connected to what you were saying. I opened up my mind so I could really envision what you're telling me. That's important to me because if I don't do that, how will I learn? How will I get the knowledge? How will I get the information? I won't. I'll be selfish and stubborn to my own self. Right? I understand the guy he speaks the way he do because he's not trying to offend no one. That's why he talk. Right. Because, and again, thank you for elaborating that for me, beautiful love. It's hard on, that's why I said to Gail, on YouTube, it's hard not to offend somebody. When you on social media, somebody somewhere is offended. Like, okay, when I go on other people's platforms, that could be a reverend, that could be, I ain't gonna name nobody because I don't want to make it seem like I'm pinpointing somebody, but and they speaking literally and logically out of the Bible. I see in the comments, you a fake such and such, you a fake reverend, you a fake prophet. And it's like, whoa, that person probably didn't do no studying at all, but they trying to call that person a fake person. Or that person is connected to a certain entity. They, oh, well, they just using people for money. How do they really know that? And if that's true, let God deal with them. Like you can't try to supersede what they talking about or what they said. That's why I said I don't talk about people. I talk to people. I'm not here to prejudge or judge nobody based off nothing. If Reverend so and so say such and such, if Deacon so and so, that's what they said. Hey, only thing I could do is I could do with Reverend or Deacon or Pastor. I could read the same thing they doing. I could study the same thing they doing. I could do the same thing. And this, I'm not going to lie. I'm not very religious or spiritual, but I do believe in God. But myself, I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth. Right? No. You good, Carla. And it's another thing that I always say too, Miguel. It's various different ways to get answers. So this is what I mean. I could ask you right now, Miguel, how to get 10. You may tell me 7 plus 3. Beautiful Love may tell me 5 plus 5. Carla may tell me 6 plus 4. You know what I mean? Somebody else may tell me 9 plus 1. The moral of my story is still 10. We all just got 10 different ways, but it's still 10. So my point is I'm gonna believe in God regardless of what people say. It doesn't matter to me. When I get he's trying to break it down as simple as possible, hoping people get it without being offended on spiritual level as well as growth. Exactly, Dookie. That's what I'm trying to do because, like I said, I get it that people like you gotta understand people nowadays definitely like, okay, like I'm not like I said, because I don't talk about people, but nowadays I hear people, I be hearing like certain younger people say I'm on demon time. Like that come from because people don't have God in their life. Like how you get on a demon time, like where that came from. Like I understand when I came up, it's things I could have did better, but demon time, I understand what you're saying. You are good with me. I like your opinion. I'm doing with God. And Miguel, please keep doing that. Please keep doing that. Don't stop doing that because you helping me. See, only thing I need you to understand is, Miguel, what you telling me, I'm gonna get deeper into it. That's all. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna run from it. And one thing that Carla could tell you, and even Beautiful Love to a degree, one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look forward to you coming doing this now. Now, I love you, Miguel, but now you gotta do what you're doing now. Now you can't take your foot off the gas now. Now you gotta keep driving now. Don't let up on me. Don't do that because now I need you. You see what I'm saying? Don't let up on me because now I'm looking for that guidance. I'm looking for that preparation. I'm looking for that intuition. I'm looking for that insight. Do that. Bring that. I need that. I need that. God always send prophets. But see, this is what I need you to understand though. But when people like yourself prophesize, you got people that dislike that though, the gal. See, I ain't one of those people. I need you to be a prophet, but I gotta let you prophesize as well. So that's what I'm saying about trust me. I'm into that good old book. It's just I understand where I'm at with being on that good old book. That's what I'm saying. You can't just be on that good old book on here like that. You can't really do that on social media because somebody is going to be offended because so many people believe in things that's not godlike or that's not being of a godly type person or godly like person. Because a lot of people, right now they under satanic attack. Little do they know like that's what's going on. People under satanic attack by letting them lose themselves into various different things. Me, I get that. So that's why I tread lightly because I get it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not, and that's another reason the girl I switched up with the music because I know that one of the best music players was a descendant from heaven. Like what I mean. At the end of the day, and then they got outcast, and they became one of the best musicians ever. You know what I mean? So I get it. Demon Town coming different level. Right. Thank you, Carla. That's what I'm saying. So I get it. So that's what I'm telling you. When you tell me that you into that good old book and you into God, bless your heart. I appreciate that. I need that. I need that. So don't think that I'm not embracing it. I just need you to understand where I'm at. And like I said, for me to reel certain people in, I got to be diverse in that verse. You know what I mean? I can't just go about it this way and it's like, oh, I don't want to hear that. He always talking about God. And it's not that I'm not talking about God, but it's various different ways to get people to listen to me. So now when I got their attention, I could get them to listen to the real message about God. So if I talk about, hate is the new love, or I talk about how the banking systems are corrupt, or I talk about how people willing to sell their soul for jewelry or cars or music or whatever. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, now once that talking point get them in, I could reel them in with what the Bible says, and this I could get them with that. But in the beginning, it ain't gonna be that easy because they'll be like, oh, well, that's another person talking that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. It's like I said with my music. Before I switched up my music, you know how many people said nobody want to hear that? I had to tell that person, you speaking for everybody else. It's like how somebody going to tell me how to speak about God. Like speak for you. If you don't want me, not you, DeGale, I'm talking about how people do things. If you don't want me to speak about God, speak for yourself, but don't speak for other. Don't speak for 3 and 4 and 5 people. Don't speak for Jane Doe and John Doe. You don't know if they want me to speak about God or not. That's how you see it, and a lot of people do that. You know what I mean? Like, oh nah, Carla. That's why I love you. She's great. She's great. I need this, and I needed this. So again, and I appreciate you. Take a deep breath. When when people go back on this live stream, they're gonna learn something from me and DeGale. They're gonna see that me and her was communicating with each other, and now they're gonna learn through the will of God. All you gotta do is take your time and communicate, and you and somebody can have an adult conversation about God, about spirituality, and that becomes important. Somebody, Carla, is gonna learn from me and DeGale from this live stream. That's why I appreciate her. That's why I need her. That's how I know she's a godsend because she's going to help me to help other people. You know what I'm saying? And now they're going to learn from this. They're going to learn from this. That's the point. And what Dookie asked me earlier, what's my main focus? That for somebody to learn from this. See how she had her perspective and her views, and she told me, and it wasn't nothing personal. It was all love. It wasn't like at the end of the day. So I appreciate it. Like, you know what I mean? And but the girl, that's how I want you to be how you are though. Please be like that. That's important. That matters. And that's why I created this platform because I need people to be comfortable being how they are. That's important to me. That's important to me. And again, I also want to thank you for this, DeGale. You felt comfortable with telling me. I didn't want you to feel uncomfortable like you couldn't say nothing. Like, nah, that's not real. That's not relevant. That's not a part of God's plan. God's plan is for you to tell me, is for you to let me know. And like I said, this could be also be God testing my character and my fortitude, the girl to see if I'm ready to take that next leap that you mentioning to me, that you telling me about, the girl. See, that's what I'm saying about my spirit and my soul being right. God is maybe testing me to see if I'm ready to take that next step with my spirit and my soul going to the next level. Because now you may be like, all right, I see this brother ready. Now you may refer me to a certain part of the Bible I need to get into, or certain scriptures I need to read, or certain way I can meditate and stay focused on my goal and what I'm looking to do with my spirituality. I can't assume that. Follow the Most High God, Spirit, brother, and He will bring the people. And you know what? Take a deep breath. That's all I be doing. That's all I be doing at the end of the day. Like that, that's what I do at the end of the day. And that's all I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm about. Absolutely get you through the test to be that Dookie. That's what I'm talking about, and that's how I see it. Like if I see it any other way, then my spirit and my soul ain't right. And now all you guys in the chat have the right to chastise me and criticize me for that. And it's not that you're criticizing me, calling me out. It's just the fact that I'm about that. Like I need to be called out when it ain't God's work or it ain't God's plan. That's how I see it from my spirit and my soul. When it ain't God's work and it ain't God's plan, I need to be called out because now I'm just using God's name in vain. And and this is when the gal come back in. That's why she need to do what she doing because now we speak God's name in vain. That's an issue. We all are learning something different from right. That's a fact, Carla. That's a fact. But I'm saying now when you speak in God's name in vain, that's a problem. So that's why I appreciate the gal. And I'm thankful that she is doing what she doing though. Like I'm thankful for that. Like I really am. Like I'm proud of myself for that. And I'm thankful for her. I'm proud of myself that I'm making it to this aspect with my platform and with my live streams because this is what I needed. I will ask you some questions when you have your commentary. Like, oh yeah, no problem. Please do. You can ask me whatever you want. That's all great. I'm just thankful. I'm just very thankful for you, Miguel. Like seriously, like I really appreciate you, your time, your patience, your tolerance, your guidance, your preparation. You know what I mean? All of that is needed. Again, I don't know how you operate with various other different people on these platforms. But with me, please be yourself and please do what you do. Like and Carla, no, probably like around 1:45 or close to the 2 hour mark, I would have been shut my live stream down. I ain't even thinking about shutting this down because this is what I need. Like this I need this. This is cleansing my soul. Excuse me. This is cleansing my spirit. I need this. You know what I mean? Like this is we are a piece of the puzzle to help each other through the test. Get bless you, Dookie. Dookie, bless you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But see, the issue starts to kick in, Dookie, when people don't want to embrace that. Like, and again, you don't have to want to embrace, from my perspective, you don't have to want to embrace God's good grace or God will. However, don't shoot nobody else down when they doing that. And that's the issue. That's one of the reasons my platform was created because people like to shoot people down. Just because you don't believe that or you don't want to be in God's good graces, that's you. But don't shoot other people down when they do it. And that's all I wanted the gal to understand, that I'm not here to do that. I'm not going to shoot down the knowledge she gonna bring, or the theory she gonna bring, or the information she had gathered from reading the Bible. I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that information she's giving me and I'm gonna build upon that. I'm gonna elaborate on that. I'm gonna elevate it to the level that God know I can elevate it to. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, of course, of course, of course. Like being humble is one of the things that I'm glad that I finally found the true definition and what being humble is. No, I mean, I don't think anybody need any humble or dude. Listen, Carla, but I ain't like that. Like Carla, you know how me, you and Frank was getting deep about various different things. And my allergies acting up. Like how me, you, and Frank was getting deep about various different subjects and content matter. That's why. That's what I want you to do. Oh yeah, no, but Miguel, that's what I'm going to do. And like I said, I pray when you do come back, whether that's my pre-recorded videos, whether that's in my community tab, and I'm not saying all this for you to give me a like or view or nothing, but I pray when you do come back and listen to certain things I say, you see a growth and elevation. But like I said, Beautiful Love gave me some information about certain things to do on my live stream. And I showed her, like I said, I didn't show her to prove her that she was right. I showed her because I'm thankful that she seen something in me that she believed that I would readjust to what she said. That's why I did it, to show her, look, Beautiful Love, thanks for even giving me that information. She seen something in me that she knew, okay, that's a good brother. I see, he got a good heart. He got a good spirit. Look, brother, try to do this. So what I did was when I came on live stream, I'm like, look, Beautiful Love, you told me to write certain things down. And I held the paper up to show her that I was doing that, like at the end of the day, because from my perspective, She didn't have to do that. And to me, that's God talking to her, you know what I mean? So she could speak to me. Or God speaking through her so she could speak to me. That if my spirit and my soul ain't right together, I would have never picked up on that. Like at the end of the day. Like I would just be like, man, see, this is what I'm saying. Somebody, again, I don't have negativity in my life because God shined too much light on the dark things in my life at the end of the day. And I've been in a lot of deep, dark places in my life. And I'm glad that God pulled me up out of that at the end of the day. And I know that God is very caring and sparing. So at the end of the day, that's why I'm like that. Because God is a very sparing and caring God at the end of the day. So that's what I mean by I understand the girl. I'm just saying where I'm at. It's like I can't always just like get straight to it because, like I said, I know somebody will flag my page. I know that already, and I'm not mad at that, but I know that's what it's about. That's final say stands on what he said, as do all of us. That's what it is, and I know it's all love. I know it's all love. And again, I want to say this to everybody in the chat. I know nobody meant no harm. And again, if I offended anyone, I apologize. And I appreciate everybody' love. I appreciate everybody' help. I appreciate everybody' advice. And I appreciate everybody wanting to see me grow and elevate as a man, as a father. I appreciate everybody wanting to see my platform grow. Most importantly, I appreciate everybody wanting to see my spirituality and my soul go and grow to where it need to be. And that stay connected to the Most High. So I'm thankful for that. And nothing that you guys are telling me or teaching me or showing me will go in vain. I will work on this day by day, and I'll take the steps and I'll take the necessary process that I need to get to where I'm going. And I appreciate that. All right, beautiful love. Good night. And again, thanks for your time. Thanks for your effort. Thanks for your support. As I always tell you, God bless you and your family. And again, thanks for your tolerance. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for some of the traffic you have sent my way, and thanks for everybody that you sent over. I appreciate it. Nah, I love you guys more. It's just again, Miguel, what I need you to understand on moving forward. Now, remember what I said. Now, I need this energy now. Like, don't come down being shy. Don't come down. Now, you better bring this energy down. Now, I'm holding you accountable now. Bring this energy. Because if you don't bring this energy down, now I'm going to look at you like, where your energy at? Like, now you all bring that energy. You too, Dookie. Y'all better bring this energy next time y'all come back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't come back like, bring that energy together. I'm looking for it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know how much you be on YouTube, but with your energy, I'm willing to make you a moderator. Why that? Not just to do it, but I would want to do it because, you know, you have so much great talking points in reference to this spirituality situation, where at times, you could even give up information that maybe I'm not on at the moment, or I'm not up to at a certain juncture with my own spirituality. You know what I mean? And that's important because you can help me get to a certain point with certain people that subscribe, or certain people that's tuning in, or certain people that's chiming in at the end of the day. And that become important because now I can get people to understand things better because I got you to walk with me or to guide me or to preparate me at the end of the day. Like, I'm not too good for anything. Like I said, I'm still learning every day. Like I said, there was a point that I was living and learning. Right now, I'm learning how to live. That's what I'm doing now. I'm learning how to live. And off of this live stream today, you taught me another way how to live. You know what I mean? And of course, I'm learning, but you taught me another way how to live, and that's important. And that's what God is about, teaching us better ways how to stay connected to Him. That's what's important to me. Better ways to be connected to God. Anything else don't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I'm not mad at what other people do. That's why I always say, like, I talk to people and not about them. And that's God teaching me how to do that. Like, how to talk to people and not about them. And I don't have no gripes or no problems with anybody. Thanks, sweetie. I got your back. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. Because again, with your guidance and your preparation, I know I can elevate what I'm into and what I'm doing at the end of the day. The more my platform grow, I want to have Bible studies. I want to have, I want to have Bible readings, and I want to do that. But right now, I understand that I have to get like, see how I got you, see how I got Sister Winnie, see how I got Duke. I got to get X amount of people involved at the end of the day now. So now I got the right people, I got the right energy, I got, I got the right core group together. So now when I go do what I do, when it's time for us to be prophets and prophesize, I got the right people connected to me and with me. That's the thing going on. So that's why when Doogie asked me what was the point and what was my main focus, is that yes, I'm here to help and I'm here to heal. But for me to be able to do that, I gotta have the right people. Like Moses couldn't do what he did without God's blessing, but he still needed the right people around him. Jacob, Job, they couldn't do certain things without God blessing, but they needed the right people around. Like at the end of the day, like they could, you know what I mean? So for me to become a prophecy and me to be able to prophesy, I gotta have the right people around me. And one thing, Gail, you know that. You know that. Like you know that. I can't how can I be a prophet or prophesize if I ain't got the right people around me? How can I do that? Break that down for me, Gail. You know I can't do that. Doogie, you know that too. Carla, you know that. Sister Winnie, y'all know that. I can't do that. You got, like I said, Moses couldn't do what he did without God's consent, and then God had to have the right people around Moses. You know what I mean? Like the same way that Moses had to have all that belief in God, God had to have the people around Moses that had the same belief or more than Moses. That's the only way it's gonna work. It was meant for us to be in this particular life for different reasons. Exactly. But I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying, Miguel? Moses couldn't do what he did without God's consent. However, God understood that, so he had to have the right people around Moses. So those people had to have the same amount of belief or even more. So Moses could do what he did. So that's how Moses was able to become a prophet. So he could prophesize for God because God had to have the right people around him. So that's why I'm saying, trust me, the girl, I know what's going on. I want you to think that, but I understand where I'm at with it. And it's not easy to just come here and do that. That's why majority of times, the I have it on subscriber mode. So once it's on subscriber mode and I build my core base of what I'm doing, we don't have no outsiders looking to distract us. Because as you know, I know, the devil always busy. You know what I'm saying? Like God told the devil, I'm gonna say how many people believe in you. I already know how many people believe in me. I'm gonna say that one more time. God already told the devil, I'm gonna see how many people believe in you because I already know how many people believe in me. Like, trust me, I'm there with that with things biblical. I get it. I get it. I don't want you to think I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. I get it. I'm just saying where I'm at. I know I got to tread lightly at the end of the day. So that's why I bring various different talking points because for me or for us to reach out to the younger generation or to the next generation, I got to have those speaking points. And then when I get them now and I could captivate the mind, whether that's through my platform or through my music, now I could give them God's good word. And they could sense my sincerity, and they could sense my honesty, and they could sense my modesty. That's one reason why the younger people or the next generation don't listen, because they don't sense sincerity, they don't sense modesty. You know what I mean? They sense it, people doing it for a gain. The people not doing it because they sincerely doing God's work. So I understand that that's going to take time for me to really prove that I'm really doing God's work. That's not going to be easy. But you know what? I'm up for the task. And as long as I have people like you and people like Carla and people like Dookie and other people and the people that's helping me behind the scenes, oh, trust me, I'm going to make that happen. But I know with that now, it takes tolerance, it takes patience. I gotta be ready to deal with diverse and adverse situations so I could prosper. And to become prosperous, it's not easy. I'm gonna have to go through a lot. You understand what I'm saying? And I get that, and I'm not running from that. So that's why when I do what I do, I'm making sure I don't offend anyone. So when I start to ascend to a higher level and the next level, people could say, but I know that dude. He ain't trying to offend nobody. He's just doing God's work. And if you don't want to be a part of that, that's you. But I know me. I want to go get that good information. I want to go get that good bread of life. I want to go get that biblical talk. at the end of the day. Now they're gonna be willing to embrace me with open arms. And the things that I'm unable to provide, or the things that I'm unable to say, they're gonna give me the information. They're gonna give me the platform. They're gonna put me on the podium. And not to put me there like I'm the only person that can speak, but they know I got the confidence, and God is gonna make sure I got the right people around me. And that's important. Because if you don't have the right people around you when you're doing God's work, it's easy for you that no matter how much you believe in God, it's easy for you to get sidetracked, or it's easy for you to fall off the pedestal or get knocked off the pedestal. But when you got the right energy around you from the people that God has placed in your life, now you can move forward, you can do God's work, and now you can bring that biblical energy that's needed. But like I said, for me to get it to the generation after mine and the generation to follow that, I got to have certain talking points to get them in. And then when I get them in, now they gonna get that energy from God, because I'm gonna hug them with God's love. You gonna do that. Carla gonna do that. The people that's behind the scenes helping me, they gonna do it. Doogie gonna do it. Other people, beautiful love, people gonna do it. And like I said, they're gonna sense the sincerity. They're gonna sense the modesty. They're gonna sense the honesty. They're gonna sense that. And the eyes is the window to the soul. So now, if they can look me in my eyes and see, yo, but he genuine with that. Now they'll want to listen. Now they'll want to accept it. They'll be like, yo, what you was reading, what you was saying, and now I ain't gotta force God in their life. They're gonna accept God like I did, because I know it was a point when I wasn't where I'm at, and it was like people was trying to force God on me. It didn't work. But now that I'm getting my spirit and my soul together, nothing is forced. It's authentic. It's natural. And when it ain't natural, it don't work. So that's what's lacking and lacking. It got to be natural. It got to be authentic. Once it's authentic and natural, the gal, nothing can stop it now. Nothing could cut it off. Nothing could cut it off. Doogie, nothing could cut it off, Carla. None could cut it off, Sister Winnie, because it's authentic now, and people gonna sense that. People gonna be like, know what, nah, I sense the sincerity. Like I sense him being natural. I sense that being organic, and that's what's missing. Absolutely a method to win souls. Nah, I appreciate that, Doogie, and that's all I wanted the girl to understand. I just wanted to really understand exactly, what she was saying and where she was coming from at the end of the day. Like I didn't want it to be like I didn't understand it and she didn't understand me. So that's why I took my time. I was listening, and like I said, damn, my allergies acting up. And I'm glad that she was able to elaborate and break it down for me to understand that. So now that I get it and I understand that now, like I said, I'm gonna need her to come back with that energy though. Like now, moving forward, I need her to display that energy, because I'm gonna look for it, because I could feed into it and I could feed off of it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And now I know that I have, one of God's angels with me. You know what I mean? At all times. Beautiful love, Dookie. Take a deep breath, Sister Winnie. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Carla. I appreciate that. I'm just saying now I know that I have, the girl there to guide me and to walk me through certain things. I'll be fine at the end of the day. And I know this is gonna work. This is my longest live stream to date. I'm not tired. I'm not restless. I feel great. Like, I feel, the difference in my spirit. I feel the difference in my soul. I feel great about this. Like, this is going to be one of my greatest playbacks ever, because the energy is right. And the things that I need to sense and the things that I need to pay attention to is right there where I need it to be. And I want to thank the gal for that. You know what I mean? And again, outside of what she did, I'm happy she was comfortable. Like more than what she said. What she said means the world to me. But her comfortability means more than that to me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because if she wasn't comfortable, she would have never even said nothing. So I'm glad that I showed her she can be comfortable with speaking to me, with elaborating about certain things. You know what I mean? Like I said, the same thing with Sister Winnie. She come doing the same thing. And I appreciate her, because when I go to her platform, she do that. Like she speaks about God, and that's why I be telling you guys I need that. That's why I try to stay connected to people who doing what I'm doing or more. So if my spirit is at a certain place, I want to be connected to somebody who doing what I'm doing or more. So no matter what, even when I ain't encouraged or I ain't motivated, I can go to Sister Winnie channel and she's gonna give me that energy. Or I can go to Beautiful Love channel and I get that energy. You know what I'm saying? Or if nobody's in here, Carla could talk to me, and me and her could go back and forth. Or the people that's helping me with what I do with Final Say TV, they can give me that energy and say, nah, you're on the right track. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head up. Stay positive. Stay motivated. God love you. And I'll be like, all right, yo, I appreciate that. Thank you. And when I pray, I ask God for this. I ask God to send me good people. I ask God to send me good spirited people, people with a good heart. You know what I mean? People with good intentions at the end of the day. So I'm thankful for that. You know what I mean? And I'm appreciative for it at the end of the day. So let me, go thank everybody who was here tonight, who showed up, who showed out. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, beautiful love. Who else was here? Thank you, Dookie. I'm sorry. Thank you, Carla. Thank you, uh, Sister Winnie. Thank you, Lurch Boy. Uh, who else was here? Who else was here? Who else was here? Who else was here? Trying to see everybody was here, so I could thank them for their love, for their support. This is a take a deep breath. Um, who else was here? Who else was here? Who else was here? Yeah, take a deep breath. Already said her. Uh, so yeah, so I want to good night, Dookie. I want to thank everybody for their love, for their support. And anybody watching this on the playback, thank you. I appreciate you. I know you guys are not used to me going live streams this long, but I want to thank everybody that was in the chat. I want to thank my moderator. I want to thank the gal for what she did, for the way she spoke to me, for the way she encouraged me, for the information she brought. I want to thank her also for her tolerance, for everything she did. The Legend of Oz. Peace, my brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Even though it's basically at the end, if you can, I think you would enjoy this. Sister DeGale, she helped me out tremendously. She gave me some necessary information. She wanted to make sure that my spirit and/or my soul was in the right place, or both of them was intertwining, and I was displaying the correct energy. And I appreciate that. You know what I mean? And again, thanks for everybody who did what they did. DeGale, for real, thank you for everything. Carla, you know how we do. I appreciate you. Legends of Oz, thanks, my brother. I ain't worried about that you tuned in at the end. The fact that you came, you supported, you show love. I appreciate it. Sister Winnie has a platform. You could tune into her. She do what she do. She's a very powerful, blessed sister. She showed a lot of love. She's a God fearing sister. So you can show her some love. Subscribe to her platform. I subscribe to yours. I will be checking you out when I get a chance. Legend, trust me, I got you. Also in the chat, if you go back up early in the chat, I got a link for my music channel. You know what I'm saying? I ain't say you have to subscribe, but you could go check it out if you feel like it's worthy of subscription. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I got some positive, productive music. So if you want to go check it out, you know what I mean? That would be appreciated. Nah, it's not my brother. I support people to the best of my ability. I come in their chat, say peace and power. I say God bless them. You know what I mean? If the topic is something that I'm aware of, I'll give feedback. If not, I just listen because I'm learning. I don't just talk to run my mouth. I speak about things that I know, and I speak about things that I do homework and research, and I have knowledge about. And I'm learning a lot of times, it's easy to support people without always criticizing them and what they do. Just support them. And if you're not able to support them, then it's a thing called not interested and don't recommend. So if I'm not going to support somebody, that's what I'll do. But and another thing, I don't um, talk about people. I talk to people. I'm a firm believer in that. That helps with mental health and psychological health, talking to people. And I truly believe with this live stream, I displayed that with DeGale, that we both talked to each other and we got to, a great, we got to a great communication factor with one another. Where now, I believe that we have a better, stronger bond and a better, stronger connection. and I believe that I can help her with things, and I know from today she can help me with things for us from a spiritual perspective. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for everybody who tuned in and chimed in. I'm not gonna hold anybody up any longer. So it's been another live episode of Final Say. I'm your host, the enlightened one, highly gifted Dr. Wright. Again, thanks everybody. This is Final Say. So for all my new subscribers and everybody that's recently tuned in, thank you guys, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. Strap on your seatbelts, and to everybody else who's new, welcome, and I appreciate the love. Peace, world.